to an episode of
Hello.
Otome Oclock.
I wasn't distracted by a mouse.
You weren't distracted at all.
No, there was no distractions. I am locked in.
You were locked
Absolutely. Yep.
in?
100%.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So, hello and welcome to an episode of Otome Oclock. I am Ashlee A. Button, and I am joined with my sister,
Megahan.
Now, Megahan, what is Otome Oclock? Can you explain it to the nice
So
people?
Otome Oclock is where Ashlee and I play Otome/visual novels. They're both sort of dating sims, but there's a little bit of a difference between them. Visual novels have a lot more plot outside of the romance. Otome this is just kissing people. Typically, it's girls kissing boys. But there are differences, like, the Fate Stay series is like dude kissing girls. But we are reading these novels to each other for unhinged fun times.
And sometimes that can go incredibly wrong.
Yeah, sometimes it can get a little funky and fresh.
For evidence of that, check out our playthrough of Maid Marian. This is on our YouTube. At Geeked Out on YouTube.
Yes, that geeked out. G33KD0UT.
He nailed it. Nice. Also, links are in the profile on Twitch. So
Also, links are in the profile.
click on them. What?
Sorry, it sounded like. Did you hear that? Oh, it sounded like a zipper. I'm like, oh god, Ashlee, are we crashing? Have I broken it? No.
Already chaos.
Sounded like someone unzipping a zipper into the mic, and I'm like, what?
What the fuck is going on? What in the name of Bugatti is going on here?
Tonight we are playing the extended Twin Coves demo. I'm very excited.
Now, Megan, what can you tell me about Twin Coves?
Girl, what do you want to know?
All right, so who made it?
It is
Give
made
me
by
the box description.
It's made by Wisteria Games. The default character is Morgan. Well, it depends on what gender you choose, whether it's Mason, Moira, or Morgan. But you play as a former journalist who is hiding out in your hometown.
As one does.
After you were shot and died on the operating table and brought back to life.
Standard operating procedure.
And you're sort of hiding out in Twin Coves in the apartment of your sort of father figure who died 6 weeks before the start of the game.
Okay.
This is what I know from the original demo. I don't know how much has changed. And you're having a rough go of it. You can choose whether or not you're an alcoholic now.
Oh, nice.
But you also have your private investigator's license. This takes place in Oregon in the United States, by the way, on the coast of Oregon. That was recently confirmed, I believe.
Okay.
And you're just trying to, like, fucking get through the day while having basically no support system in your life anymore. You don't really know your dad, but I think that's optional in game, how much you interact with your dad, how much you know of your dad. You're raised by a single mom who is currently retired in Florida when you're in Oregon.
Just living that loofah life.
Living that loofah life.
Ooh, girl.
And you're sort of, and then, like, stuff happens in town, and depending on which route you go on is depending on which sort of mystery you sort of investigate. Whether it's more about Gideon, your father figure, or about other fantasy well, okay, Gideon was a werewolf, and you knew it. He was like your werewolf dad. And so you can go the werewolf path, or you can learn more about Gideon's death, or you can investigate, finally close the case that got you almost murdered, which involves my babyest of baby girls. For those of you at home, if you see the incredibly pasty white-haired man right there, right there, that is my babyest of girls, Azrael. Fun backstory to this. When the Kickstarter was first going on, somebody in one of the discords I'm in, like, showed a picture of Azrael, and I was like, oh, vampire, cool, because he has red eyes, white hair, pasty.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, vampire. And they're like, oh no, he's Fae. And I'm like, send me the link. I need to have this game in my life now.
Oh, he's Fae?
He's Fae.
So, for the promotion of this show, we did like 2 shorts.
Yeah, where Ashlee tried to guess.
So, Megan, do we want to give the final count of how many I got right?
1.
Nice. Which one did I get right? Was it the Chipmunk shifter?
I'm not telling you which one you got right. You gotta figure it out on your own.
That's great.
I will let you know that the Twin Coves Discord was tickled that the first reaction to Lear was tits. Lear's not on the screen right now. You'll know him when you see him in game. For those watching. But yeah, Azrael was the one. Azrael's also inspired by James Marsden's portrayal of Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I noticed.
Oh, I love him so much. I love him. So
He's your bean.
He's my number 1. I even made like photo edits of him.
You know, I kind of picked on him. I kind of like the short king. What's his name? Chipmunk?
Kai is your childhood rival.
Yeah. I have problems.
So, like, the little bit of backstory is, like, in high school, you and Kai were both vying for editor of the school newspaper. You're both reporters.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I was like, you are vicious with each other at high school. But, you know, you're adults now. You've cooled down. You're both in, like, your late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'll discover that maybe Kai's cooler than you thought.
That'd be nice to know. All right, so we ready to get into this? Now, does this game have voicing in it?
No voicing, but it does have character customization.
Oh, okay.
I'm so excited. I do want to play as default Morgan for the game.
Okay.
Because they look like if the two of us got merged into one human.
Oh my. All right, so you ready to start this?
Yes.
Have you played this extended demo yet?
I haven't played the extended demo.
Oh, that does look like us.
It does, because I have blue eyes, we're both pasty, and you have the long dark hair. Morgan Cooper. Not male.
All right, so...
whichever, female or non-binary, I don't care. You know, we don't play non-binary. Well,
every time we play autofill, we play non-binary.
Yeah, and you know what? Fuck it, let's play male.
Okay.
But him. Sure, why not? How often do we play dudes? Feminine looking.
Oh yes,
man.
we're a femboy.
Oh, we're hot.
Slay.
Okay. So, little fun tidbit about the name.
Titbit.
Yes, we do have a shoulder tattoo, if you can see right there.
I do see that. Is that a wisteria flower?
No, it is a rose.
Oh,
that
cute.
will be important later.
Okay.
So, our name is MC.
Okay.
Oh,
nice. Main character. I see that. I see that energy.
And,
ranks right there with autofill, which is Otome Oclock's official mob character.
Yeah.
MC.
The last name Cooper comes from, was it
from
Agent?
Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
Agent Cooper from Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
Love it. Wisteria Games. Love where your head's at. And that's why it takes place in Oregon?
I believe so, yeah.
And there's weird shit. Is there going to be a lady with an eye patch and a log?
I don't know.
We can only hope.
We can only know. I know, like, every character in this game's hot. Like,
Love it. I'm invested.
I'm on the Discord.
Breasted.
I'm on the Discord. I'm on the Patreon. I'm on the Tumblr. I am so deep in this game. I'm almost in the coding.
That's great.
But yes, we are playing as Mr. Morgan Cooper.
All right. Leather jacket.
Oh, do we want leather or jeans?
Leather.
Leather.
And I'm now wearing a jacket. All right. Who's voicing what? What Megan and I share, because this is already too much sometimes.
I want to voice Morgan because I have played this game, but I'm really invested in this game.
Sure. You can play Morgan.
Yay!
I'll allow it.
Yes, this is correct. We are wearing leather.
Ah, I love it. So reminiscent of Twin Peaks. I love the energy. What if Twin Peaks had a dating sim full of hot boys?
And this it used to be 99 now. Oh.
Takes place similar time period. Welcome to Twin Coves. Oh, wait, the ooh voice doesn't quite work here.
I stare at the hole in the ground before me as the shiny oak casket is slowly lowered into it, and I will myself to feel something other than numb. I felt every emotion possible in the past week, and now I have nothing left. I'm empty, and cold, and wet.
That's the worst.
Poor wet little meow meow. And yet I still can't stop crying. Raindrops mix with the tears on my cheeks as Gideon is finally laid to rest. The sudden wave of grief, a heavy weight pressing down on my chest, making it hard to breathe. I should have been there. I should have done something. Though I know there is little I could have done. He had a heart attack and crashed his car. I hadn't even known he had been on a stakeout for a client.
Oh, so your father figure is a private investigator as well?
Yes, we worked for him for Clearwater Investigations, which was his company. Someone is speaking, but I can't seem to focus on the words to the service. They sound distant and muffled, and it is taking all my focus to remain standing while holding the umbrella over my head. Next thing I know, one by one, all of us in attendance take turns stepping forward and each tossing a clump of dirt into the grave. I barely register that I've moved until the cold dirt is clenched in my fist, then released with a dull thunk as it hits wood. I had been doing better these past few months since my stint in the hospital, getting out of the house more, laughing again, helping Gideon with his work. The frightened and broken person I'd been, the one who sensed a threat behind every corner and flinched at every sound, had been starting to heal. 7 months ago, I thought waking up in a hospital after almost getting killed was the worst it could get. But now, Gideon is gone. How can I do this without him? A choked sound escapes my throat, and I start to cry in earnest, barely hearing the hollow words of comfort being spoken around me. A few people touch my shoulder or spare me a kind word before passing by. I clench my fists, barely registering Damien Luna's face until he is standing right before me. This is you.
Morgan.
Welcome to romance option number 1, Damien Luna. His voice is soft, like he's trying to put a frightened animal at ease. He gently grasps my shoulder.
He cared for you a great deal.
I nod once, swallowing the hard lump in my throat. My nose burns. I blink away the remaining tears. I can't seem to find anything to say in return.
I know you're hurting, but you don't have to go through this alone. Come to the diner with me. I think we should talk.
I look up, meeting Damien's warm brown eyes, and I hesitate, old instincts flaring in warning even as I register the sincerity in his eyes. But I am tired of being afraid. I have to start trusting someone at some point. I decide Damien is a good place to start. He was Gideon's friend, after all. Yeah, okay. Damien's hand slides to my back, guiding me towards his car through the pouring rain. We've only made it a few steps when the mayor of Twin Coves, Miranda Archer, appears in front of us, blocking our path.
Oh, Morgan, dear. I'm so very sorry for your loss. Gideon was such a pillar of the community. It's like we all lost someone special to us.
You are very hot, but I trust you 0%, Miranda. Absolutely fuck off.
She's giving me very Mom Archer. It's like, Sterling Archer! I know Sheriff North in particular will feel his absence the most. He does apologize for not being able to make it to this morning. Official sheriff business, you understand.
Fuck Sheriff North. Her voice is saccharine sweet, and her condolences ring hollow as her sharp green eyes rake over me.
If you need anything at all, you just let me know.
Say nothing. I stare at her mutely, taken aback by the barrage of words. She holds my gaze a moment longer with a strange, appraising look, then turns abruptly and walks away. I watch Mayor Archer's retreating figure with a furrowed brow. Damien only sighs and continues to usher me forward. It's only then I realize she completely ignored him.
Wow. My car is this way.
My gaze lifts as a new movement catches my eyes, and I see Kai making his way towards me, his face pensive. We haven't really talked much since I came back to town, or at all. Our old rivalry has seemingly been forgotten in the wake of everything that's happened. Oh. Before he can reach me, however, Mr. Cross appears, stepping smoothly into view. Kai hesitates, conflict flickering across his features for a moment before he turns abruptly and walks away. No, wait, baby girl, come back.
I like to think that Kai is like, he's walking up and he sees him, he's like, huh! And he just like freezes like this. It's like, ooh, 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 ooh. I just see him as like, he's 2 feet tall. He keeps getting smaller and smaller in my mind. You can put him in your pocket. Or maybe it's like a fruits basket, and if he gets too emotional, he'll turn into a chipmunk. That's his zodiac shifting form. I don't know what zodiac has chipmunks though. Mr. Cooper.
Self-voicing enabled.
Oops.
Self-voicing disabled.
My bad. I hit the V key. V key's our best friend too, by the way.
Yes.
Hello, V key.
Hello, Vicky. Mr. Cross grasps my hand, giving it a comforting squeeze. In his other hand, he holds an umbrella dripping with rain.
I'm so very sorry about Gideon. He was a good man and an ever greater friend. I'll miss him a great deal.
His dark eyes hold mine, even hidden behind his sunglasses. They are full of sincere grief and empathy. I squeeze his hand back and nod. Thank you, Mr. Cross. He cared about you a great deal, too. I can't believe he's...
I know, mon cher. But you mustn't lose hope. He would not want you to adrift and alone.
Mr. Cross's eyes slide over to Damien, who places a supportive hand on my back as Xander continues.
You're like, Megan right now is just...
I have been in the trenches with this game since, like, I believe it's the Kickstarter started in 2021.
I love it.
I have been in the trenches, okay? I am losing my mind every moment. Yes, thank you.
I'll be here for you, whatever you need. As will Mr. Luna, I'm sure.
I nod shakily, blinking back more tears, but Xander and Damien's steadying presence keeps me grounded. Their care and anchor in the storm. God, I cannot remember what one of the polyroots could have been. I can't remember if it was Eli and Xander or if it was Damien and Xander. But
This game supports poly.
There are 2 polyroots, honey.
Let's go. Does the polyroots include a chipmunk?
No.
Damn.
The polyroots are either fae or werewolves.
Okay.
I nod shakily, blinking. Oh. I nod shakily, blinking back more tears, but Xander and Damien's steadying presence keeps me grounded, their care and anchor in the storm. Xander tosses a glance over his shoulder, eyebrows furrowed for a moment.
Did Miranda want something from you?
I shake my head and shrug. She offered condolences, then left. Xander frowns, gaze thoughtful. After a moment, he refocuses on me.
Pay her no mind.
He hesitates, then continues carefully.
Have you given any thought on what you will do? Will you stay in Twin Coves?
I plan on staying. What I don't say is that I have nowhere else to go. I can't go back to Seattle, and I have no desire to move in with my mom. We don't speak much, and she has her... Oh, it's Arizona now. It was Florida previously.
Oh, okay.
And she has her own life in Arizona. Twin Coves has always been home.
All right, so here's my take on what happened. So she was in Florida, but she caused such a stir in her community, living that loofah life, that she had to leave. It was getting too crazy down there. She was like running rounds around the retirement community, breaking hearts, breaking some legs. She had to go into
breaking hearts and breaking legs.
Yeah, she had to go to witness protection.
I've been thinking about continuing in Gideon's line of work, being a private investigator. I hadn't, not really, not until Mr. Cross asked. But it was as good a plan as any.
In that case, I was wondering if you would be willing to come by Ivy House in a few days. I may have a job for you when you're feeling up to it.
I stare at him curiously, but he doesn't elaborate. Yeah, I can do that. Thank you.
I love her cute little nose ring.
Yeah!
So demure.
Gideon often did odd jobs for Mr. Cross, mostly background checks for new employees at Ivy House, the bed and breakfast Sandra runs. I had started helping him these past few months. It might be good to have some work to do, keep my mind busy.
Bon. I will have Mallory call you.
So, funny thing, for me when I play this game, my MC is Mallory Cooper, and then the creator, Wisteria Games, who creates this, was like, and this is Mallory, Xander's assistant. I'm like, great. Now my character Mallory is going to be going to Mallory like Mallory.
Mallory. Like Malkovich.
Xander squeezes my shoulder gently.
Take care of yourself, Morgan. And remember, you're not alone.
With that, Xander walks away, heading toward a black town car parked under a large oak tree. The back door is held open for him by a red-haired man who meets my eyes. He gives me a solemn nod before closing the door and circling around to the driver's seat. I look for Kai, but he's long gone by now.
He's probably climbed up a tree.
Oh my fucking god.
Chittering. Come on, let's get out of this rain.
I let him lead me onward, my mind turning over Xander's mysterious request, as well as Miranda Archer's fawning condolences. What was that about? I shake my head, too drained to dwell on it now. I just wanted to get somewhere warm and dry, somewhere I could try to make sense of this aching loss. I turned my head for one last glimpse of Gideon's grave, to catch a flash of bright white between the trees. Amidst the rows of tombstones stands a figure with white hair slicked back from his pale face, reflective sunglasses obscuring his eyes. But even from this distance, I can feel his stare. I freeze, breath catching in my throat, but before I can speak or scream, or even focus on the figure fully, he turns and slips in behind a mausoleum, disappearing from view. Wait, baby girl, come back!
Baby, come back!
I blink, wondering if exhaustion and grief are making me see things, but no, I am certain someone had been standing there watching us, and I am certain I know who it was.
You know what? I think the name of the mom from Archer's name is actually Mallory. Let me look that up, because that'd be hilarious. Yes, Mallory Archer. Yeah, that's Mallory from Archer, Megan.
And her son is Sterling, right?
Yeah. Sterling! Morgan? Is everything okay?
I slowly turn back to him. I decide to keep the unexpected visitor to myself. I am not sure why. Yeah, I just wanted one more look before I leave. Damien nods in understanding.
We can leave whenever you're ready.
God, Damien is so fucking nice.
He's so nice.
I'm ready.
Let's get you something hot to drink. You're shivering.
Also, we're gonna have to condition our leather jacket because it is soaking wet.
Now, were we wearing the leather jacket to the funeral?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell. I was too busy.
It looked like we were rocking a sports coat.
I was too busy paying attention to hot men.
Yeah, that's valid.
His hand returns to my back, guiding me the last few steps to his SUV. I slid into the passenger seat, leaning my head against the window, watching the raindrops slide down the glass in a myriad of little rivulets. Damien starts the engine, and the windshield wipers squeak across the glass as he pulls out of the cemetery onto Twin Coves main road. My mind drifts back to that fleeting glimpse of white hair and dark glasses. Had I really seen him, or had he just been a figment of my imagination, a vision conjured up by lack of sleep and grief? I wasn't sure what unsettled me more, the thought of him really being in Twin Coves, or the thought I could be seeing things. Or perhaps it was the split second where my heart started in my chest, a brief burst of some undefined emotion. Relief, relief, relief. It was relief. With a deep sigh, I close my eyes as I give in to the bone-deep exhaustion weighing me down. The world slips away as the car's gentle thrum lulls me into a dreamless sleep. I imagine this man's SUV is like our uncle's Suburban, where it seats like fucking 369.
A small house.
Like, can Uncle Suburban fit 12 or 11? No. Yes? No, it can fit 3, 6, 8. I think it's
Yeah, it's an 8-seater.
8-seater.
Because it has the 3 seats, and you can add an additional 3 seats.
Yeah. But yeah, I imagine it as like a Suburban where you can fit like 8 people in it and still put a mattress in the fucking back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I missed a line.
No, you didn't.
Okay. I awake with a start as the car rolls to a stop. I couldn't have been out for more than a few minutes. Blinking groggily, I see we're parked outside the local diner, a neon sign proclaiming Moe's in cheerful cursive letters. I feel that telltale burn in my nose again. Giddy and I's favorite spot. Morgan, bestie, I think there's like one restaurant in your town. It's your only spot. We're here.
Excuse me? We're here. Come on. Let's get you inside and warmed up.
The inside of the diner is cozy and dimly lit, the booths filled with a smattering of mid-morning patrons. A savory, greasy scent hangs in the air that would normally make my mouth water, but today I barely notice. Damien guides me to a corner booth, and I slide woodenly onto the vinyl seat.
Looks like a good diner. The chorus is a Norma.
An older woman with frizzy gray hair and bright red lipstick bustles over, an order pad in hand, her name tag reading Norma. She's been one of the waitresses at Moe's forever. She worked here when my mom did, back when I was a kid.
What can I get for you folks today?
Her eyes land on me, then widen in recognition. Her expression softens.
Oh, or should I do my classic? I'm going to do my classic waitress.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, honey, you look absolutely dreadful. Let me bring you all some coffee.
Thank you.
Damien offers her an appreciative smile, and Norma shuffles off behind the counter. I stared numbly down at the table, absently tracing the pattern of cracks in the formica surface. Yes, I do know how to pronounce formica. I had those counters.
Nailed it.
After a few moments, Norma returns with 2 mugs of steaming coffee. The rich, earthy aroma helps ground me a little. I wrap my hands around the warm mug, letting the heat seep into my chilled fingers. Norma lingers at our table, her usual no-nonsense manner softening.
I'm so sorry I couldn't make it to the funeral today. I asked for the day off as soon as I heard, but the new management wouldn't give it to me.
I look up in surprise. New management? She nods, mouth pursing in disapproval.
I have a feeling she's used to pursing her mouth in disapproval.
Some fancy investment group or some such bought the place a month back. They've been changing things left and right and trying to streamline operations.
She rolls her eyes.
As a sling and hash in a hometown diner needs streamlining.
I absorb this news quietly. Moe's had been a fixture in town for as long as I can remember. It was a fixture of my childhood. It's where Gideon and I ate countless meals. I don't think I could bear to see it in new hands. No doubt they intend to wipe it clean of all its small-town character. I look around at Moe's nonsensical Wild West theme, an odd choice for a diner in the Pacific Northwest. Gideon would be rolling in his grave at the news. I almost manage a smile at the thought of his outrage.
I feel suddenly called out because we had a diner with a nonsensical Western theme in the Poconos. Where are the developers from? Are they from the Poconos? Do they know about Key City Diner?
I don't know. Norma pats my shoulder gently.
You know all of us will miss Gideon around here. He didn't always see eye to eye with my Rick, but he had a kind heart under all that gruffness.
Her eyes missed a bit.
I'll miss seeing him every morning for his stack of waffles and OJ, then every afternoon for his double bacon burger and onion rings. He was too young to, well, young compared to me. If only he took better care of himself. His heart wouldn't have.
She gives a watery smile and attempts to laugh, though it's choked. Norma, please, he was essentially my dad.
I'll miss him, that's all.
Me too. It's all I can manage to say. She gives my shoulder a final squeeze.
I adore Norma.
You two take your time. It's on the house today.
Thank you, Norma.
Not a problem, sweetie. Oh, Rick.
You...
I need a stack of waffles. Oh, no, I don't. Never mind.
You...
Oh, God.
No. Norma's gonna see you hanging out with Damien and be like, oh.
Oh, little baby angel, get it. I'll take care of him. Oh, I need a pack of smokes.
You know Norma's gonna ship Damien and Morgan. Norma's gonna see them together at the diner a few times, and Norma's gonna be like, sweetie.
Oh, sweetie. Sweetie.
We sip our coffee in silence after she bustles away. I stare into the swirling dark brown liquid, memories of Gideon flickering through my mind. My throat tightens, but the grief feels less raw now. Sitting here in this familiar old diner, I can almost imagine him strolling through the door, adjusting his faded fisherman's cap as he slid onto the stool beside me. Fisherman's cap.
That's like the big floppily hat that you put fish hooks in.
That's what I'm imagining, but it is hard for me to imagine. Well, you know what? We've never known what Gideon looks like. I want to know if Gideon was hot. Did I have a hot almost dad? I take a deep breath and meet Damien's gaze across the table. Sir, I know you're single and looking to mingle.
Oh, shit.
So, what did you want to talk about? I take a small sip, letting the heat spread through me.
Morgan, it's about Gideon's will.
Cool, we're just gonna discuss this right here, Damien. That's great. Love it, love it, love it. I freeze with my mug halfway to my lips. Slowly, I set it down, my heart already sinking with dread. Damien hesitates, as if choosing his words carefully.
He left you, well, everything. His house, his savings, his business. It's all yours.
Dad!
Oh, almond dad!
I stare at him blankly, certain I have misheard. What? That can't be right.
It is. Gideon wanted to make sure you were provided for. He may have been a grouchy old werewolf at times, but...
I'm speechless, completely overwhelmed. I had expected Gideon's possessions to go to his family, like his niece, or maybe to the pack. Never in a million years did I anticipate he would leave everything to me.
Okay, I wasn't anticipating that the main character already knows that everyone's a fucking weird monster thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
no, they know.
Oh, okay. So Gideon is a werewolf?
Gideon's a werewolf.
Okay. So I did get that one kind of right. It's just he's not a bear.
No. Gideon was our dad. Damien.
Oh, Damien. Is Damien part of the pack? Was werewolf the only one I got right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because you said Ren was a werewolf. He's not a werewolf.
He's not a werewolf.
Okay, what's Damien's last name?
Luna.
I think it's the Twin Coves pack. I don't think it's the Luna pack. Even in death, Gideon is trying to take care of me. Because he was your dad, doofus! That familiar lump in my throat returns, and I attempt to keep the tears at bay, turning my face to look out the window onto the bay as I wipe my eyes with my sleeve. I struggle to find my voice. I know he had been estranged from his family for a long time, but I heard he'd gotten back in touch with them when I was in Seattle. He mentioned a niece? Delilah? Damien sets his mug aside, laying a hand over mine. His skin is warm and dry, a little rough.
He did, yes. They had been reconnecting over the past year.
Then why did he leave it all to me? Shouldn't it go to his family, his real family? I can't bring myself to say it, however. Hi.
Look at those lighting. That's some nice lighting effects, guys. Good job, Wisteria.
Wisteria Games is like one person.
It's like, what if I just turned the hotness all the way up?
He loved you. Oh, that's you.
Stepping on my lines. He loved you, Morgan, so much. I don't think it will come as a surprise to you that he thought of you as family. You were like a son to him.
Dad! But I wasn't, not legally.
With werewolves, our pack is our family. Yes, that includes blood relatives, but it also includes those we choose. Gideon chose you for his family, Morgan. For his pack.
Damien clears his throat.
Just as you are a part of my pack, too. If you'd like to be.
So yes, Damien is a werewolf. Actually, specifically, he's the leader of the Twin Coves pack.
Leaner or leader?
Leader. Is he he's the leader, but his grandma used to be the leader? At least that's how it used to be. I don't know if that's currently. Also, fun fact, Damien was not originally going to be romanceable.
Oh.
He was an extra. Who's our other extra? Other than Misha.
Misha.
Was it Rook? I think it was Rook and Damien? I don't remember. I look at him, eyes widening. Me? What? Me? But I'm not a werewolf, and I thought Gideon...
Gideon may have left Paloma, but pack bonds don't break so easily. He will always be a part of the Paloma-like pack. My pack. And any pack member of Gideon's is a member of mine.
Okay, it's Paloma Lake Pack. I wasn't sure what the pack name was. My throat tightens with the swell of bittersweet emotion. A fresh wave of grief threatens to crash over me, but I force it back. I take a deep, shaky breath. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Just know we're here for you, if you need us. You got puppers!
Yeah! This is not where I expected the conversation to go earlier when Damien asked me to accompany him. I almost expected him to tell me I needed to leave Gideon's cottage and find somewhere else to live. I had expected his house to go to someone else. But he left it to me. He left everything to me. 'Cause you're his son, you fucking doofus! A thought hits me. They won't be mad. Will they? Gideon's family that he left me. I still can't bring it myself to say it out loud. Damien lets out a surprised laugh, startling me.
No, far from it. They knew. He changed his will recently, actually. They want to meet you as well. They were at his funeral today, but they wanted to meet under happier circumstances. We know you've had a difficult time recently.
I nod, eyes sliding away from him to look out the window again. I am so excited to meet the lesbian werewolves. Thank you.
I was thinking perhaps dinner at my home, neutral territory for you all to get better acquainted when you're ready. There are also some finer things we need to discuss about Gideon's will. Mostly papers you need to sign.
Sweetie Pie, are you the executor of his will?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, a dinner, maybe. This is all. I need some time to think. My voice cracks on the last word. Damien gently squeezes my hand.
Of course. Take all the time you need. I know this is a lot to process right now.
I manage a small, grateful smile in return. We sit in silence for a while, sipping our coffee as I try to wrap my mind around all of this. My thoughts churn in a chaotic muddle, but one thing now shines through clearly. Gideon had ensured I would be okay, and for now, that knowledge brings me a small measure of comfort. Gideon sounds like a man who had just like a fold-out of photos of you in his wallet, and anytime he would go to a pack meeting and he'd be like,
it's like,
look at my kid.
Look at my child.
Like,
look at these pictures. Look at him.
Like,
look,
when you
look.
did, like, journalist shit, he'd, like, cut out your, like, column in the newspaper, like, whatever you wrote in the newspaper.
It's like, my son's in the newspaper. Ah! Look at him.
Gideon was so proud of us. We were basically his kid.
My son did that. Ah.
I'm going to be very fucking emotional about this. Thank you. I stare out the passenger window as Damien drives me home, watching the familiar streets of my hometown slide by. It is strange to think of Gideon's house as mine now. The place where I had sought refuge 7 months ago is now mine permanently, left to me by a man who had been far more than just my mentor. My throat tightens again, and I quickly quickly blink back the sting of tears. There will be time to cry later, in private. For now, I long to curl up in the familiar comfort of Gideon's old couch and sleep.
Ooh.
As we pull up the long gravel driveway to Gideon's little seaside cottage, I frown at the sight of another car parked off to the side. It takes me a moment to recognize it, Kai's Jeep. What was he doing here? Hello, Kaito.
Hi, Kai.
I hesitate, hand on the door handle. Damien eyes the Jeep warily.
Do you want me to come in with you?
I consider the offer briefly, then shake my head. No, it's okay. I'll be fine. He's a chipmunk. I can punt him.
All right. Call me if you need anything. I'll check in a few days, and we can discuss the will in more detail then.
Thanks, Damien. I try to infuse my voice with all the gratitude I feel, not just for today, but for his help with this past week in planning the funeral. But my voice comes out tired and raspy.
Of course.
I climb out of the car on shaky legs, and I hear the crunch of gravel behind me as he pulls away. Drawing in a deep breath, I steel myself and head over to face Kai. As I approach, the Jeep's door swings open, and Kai slides out. He straightens up when he sees me, an uncertain look crossing his face.
Hey.
Why is that the voice you gave him?
I'm not sure. I'm still workshopping it in my head.
His voice is soft, matching the expression on his face. He slips his hand into his khaki pockets, then pulls them out a second later and begins playing with his car keys. The jingle overloud in the silence stretching between us. Hey. My voice comes out hoarse. I clear my throat and try again. What are you doing here? Kai runs a hand through his neat black hair, then returns his hands to his pockets. I wanted... I don't know.
I'm in charge of the chipmunk. I'm workshopping it. I wanted to talk to you. Offer my condolences in person. I would have done it at the funeral, but I thought maybe this would be better.
I nod mutely. Part of me wanted to be alone right now, but a larger part was grateful for the company. How long have you been waiting?
Not long. 15, 20 minutes maybe.
And this is pre-cell phones. This man had a book in his car and he was waiting. An awkward beat of silence passes between us. I pull at the hem of my coat sleeve.
The rain stopped.
It did. Kai watches me almost wearily, then swallows, rocking back on his heels.
Can I come in?
That jolts me out of the fog I found myself in. Of course he doesn't want to have a chat in the driveway. I head towards the porch, fishing my house keys from my pocket.
That guy is so fucking awkward.
Oh, right, of course. I mean, this is like his high school rival.
I know, it's like, this is so incredibly awkward.
High school rival.
I
Crush.
I can come back another day. I shouldn't have just shown up like this. I'm sorry, Morgan.
No, come in. It's fine. It's been a long day. And it's not even noon. Oh, this house is lovely. I lead the way up the front steps, the house looming dark and silent around us as I unlock the door. Stepping inside, a pang goes through me at how cold and empty it feels without Gideon's warm, gruff presence. Kai hovers in the entryway to the kitchen as I flick the lights on and toss my coat over the nearest chair. I busy myself with putting a kettle on the stove, more for something to do than any need for another hot beverage. Neither of us seem to be very good at emotional conversations.
Perfect match.
Finally, I turn to face him across the kitchen counter.
I imagine when he does that, Kai just immediately goes, huh! Like he's just been caught, tail up.
So, you said you wanted to talk? I shift my weight awkwardly, unsure of what to make of Kai's somber demeanor. This uncertain, hesitant version of him feels foreign. The Kai I knew had been quick with a clever quip or cocky remark, but we had never been the heartfelt, serious types with each other back in school.
He's got his morning hoodie on.
He's got his morning hoodie on.
It's respectful.
Kai clears his throat, glancing down his hands still in his pockets. He slides them free.
You know what? He has like a big pocket in his front. You know, he can store acorns and a lot of acorns in that thing. Look, Morgan, there's something I need to tell you.
He takes a step closer, gently taking one of my hands in his.
What?
My breath hitches in surprise at the contact. Kai meets my gaze, his dark eyes uncharacteristically vulnerable.
I know this is probably the worst possible timing, but I'm in love with you, Morgan. But I can't keep waiting for the right moment. Not after.
He trails off, throat bobbing as he swallows. My mind races, unsure as to where this conversation could possibly be heading.
I wasn't expecting a love confession. 51 minutes into the episode, which is really about 25 minutes gameplay. Come sit down with me.
Oh, I love it. Oh, look at this place.
Oh my god, it's so pretty. I'd be so fucking relaxed.
Mutely, I let him lead me over to the couch. We sit angled toward each other, his hand still cradling mine. Kai takes a deep breath.
Should we take a commercial break? Because this is a perfect hanger.
Sure, we can take a commercial break now.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
Actually, we're going to save this first. See, I'm learning, Megan.
Good job.
All right. We are going to take a quick water break. We'll return eventually. So, see you in a bit. Watch this. Look at this pretty picture. Bye. Welcome back from break, everyone.
Welcome back from break. I would like just to let everyone know, I just said this to Ashlee off mic. So this game, the demo dropped about a month ago, and I wanted to react because I had played the original demo. I wanted to react with Ashlee live on stream. So I, who have been like knee deep in this for years, specifically kept myself blind to whatever was in the new demo. I didn't look at what people were saying. I've been gnawing at the bars of my enclosure waiting to play this.
So the 2.0 demo came out a month ago?
About a month ago, yeah.
Okay.
I think it came out in April. Like April 15th?
Okay.
And I've just been like...
Oh, yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I don't think Gideon's death was an accident.
How romantic. His words hit me like a punch to the face.
The timing. The way he died, it doesn't add up.
What are you saying? I somehow managed to force the words out, though they sound like they're coming from someone else. Kai grips my hands tighter.
I think he was murdered, Morgan.
I stare at him, stunned. Whatever I had expected him to say, it wasn't that.
I would have rather preferred the proposal of marriage.
Murdered? But the coroner ruled it as a heart attack. Gideon had a history of heart problems. He had a heart attack and he crashed his car. It wasn't. Kai shakes his head firmly.
I've been digging into it for the past few days. Something fell off. Call it a hunch, but I think someone wanted him dead, and I think they killed him and made it look like an accident, or caused his heart attack somehow.
His dark eyes bore into mine.
His dark chipmunk eyes. And if someone killed him, you may be in danger as well.
I have the strange sudden urge to laugh in his face. I'm in danger? Well, add it to the list of people who want me dead, I guess. My mind flashes back to the figure I saw standing in the graveyard earlier today, his white hair bright against the browns and grays of the cemetery. My forehead begins to throb, and I pull a hand from Kai's grip to run my fingertips over the raised scar that still lingers along my hairline. But Gideon? Murdered? It can't be true. And yet, the tiny seed of doubt begins to take root in my mind. What if Kai is right? What if someone wanted Gideon dead? If Gideon had been killed, did that mean the danger had truly followed me from Seattle? Am I to blame for his death? If whatever happened to me in the city is connected to his somehow? What makes you think it was not an accident?
Just call it a journalistic intuition.
He rubs the back of his neck, eyes darting away from mine.
Had he been acting differently? Did he tell you what he was doing that night?
I think back to the weeks before Gideon's death. Had he been acting oddly? He had been handling a few cases on his own, and he was tight-lipped about the details. The night he died, he left on a stakeout, but he had never told me the client or where he would be going. I hadn't thought much of it at the time. Was something else going on? Something Gideon was keeping from me? My whole head begins to throb. The room begins to spin, my mind turning the possibility over and over in my mind, like a toy boat caught in the undercurrent. If it was somehow connected to what happened in Seattle. I grip my shoulder. If only I could remember. The dark void where my memories should be yawns ominously, pulling me down into its own powerful current. No, I shake my head sharply, as if the motion can physically dislodge the thought. I can't let paranoia overtake me. It's what got me into this mess in the first place. Gideon's death was a tragic accident, nothing more. I tear my hand from Kai's grip and stand abruptly, anger rising in the back of my throat. How dare he come here and dump this on me? I think you should leave.
Morgan, please, just listen.
No, this is crazy, Kai. Gideon is gone. I won't entertain some crazy conspiracy theory about how he died. Last time I entertained a conspiracy theory, it almost got me killed. I take a shaky breath, glaring down at him.
Because he's so short. I'm sitting.
Now I need you to go. I want to be alone.
Me.
Kai looks conflicted, but he rises slowly from the couch. Okay.
Okay, right. I'm sorry, Morgan. This is a bad idea.
You think? My voice is sharp, and Kai looks deservedly chastised. He moves reluctantly towards the door. Now Kai's going to investigate this on his own, and he's going to get fucking shot.
But I meant what I said. Your safety could be at risk here, too. Just be cautious.
I snort. I've been nothing but cautious, bordering on paranoid, for 7 months. But Kai doesn't know that. I follow him to the door in tense silence. He hesitates on the threshold, turning back to face me with an earnest look.
Please be careful, Morgan. I couldn't. Just be careful, okay?
Before I can respond, he slips out the door and down the steps into the gloomy afternoon. I close the door firmly behind him, locking it and checking it once, twice.
3 times a lady.
Then lean my back against the hardwood, letting out a shaky breath.
Are we sure we didn't have a thing with him in high school? Because it's giving, like...
Mutual crush?
Yeah.
I think that was,
Was there a smooch behind some bleachers?
No, I think Wisteria Games was like, it's up to the player whether or not there was a mutual crush. I play the game when I play as Mallory as there was a mutual crush.
Maybe not a mutual crush.
Like, we both had crushes on each other.
Kai is crushing.
Like, we both had crushes on each other, but we never did anything about it. That's how I play it. That's what I mean when I say mutual crushes. Alone in the echoing silence of the house, my certainty wavers. What if Kai was right?
Look, I know what you mean by mutual crushes, but I'm thinking, like, our character wouldn't necessarily know. Like, you were just like, he was like an annoying rival. Like, I'm not necessarily had a crush on him.
But it was like there were feelings there, but it was high school you, and you didn't know what those feelings were.
Yeah.
But now you're an adult, and you were like, oh, God.
Oh, shit.
What if? No, I couldn't afford to think like that. Not now when I was barely holding myself together. With effort, I push aside the doubts and walk through the rest of the house, checking and double-checking the locks on all the doors and downstairs windows. Then I decide to head upstairs to bed. Things would look clearer in the morning. They had to. Are they going to look hotter? Are they going to be hot men? Hot, shirtless men?
Not yet. If there are, then there's a new host of problems.
Oh, I'm having a sense. There's going to be at least one shirtless man.
Within the next 2 minutes?
It might be next time, but there's going to be a hot, shirtless man. I make my way upstairs to my bedroom, each footstep echoing hollowly through the empty house. Gideon's house. My house now. It still feels like a dream. All of it feels like a dream. A part of me hopes I'll wake tomorrow morning to hear Gideon downstairs, banging around the kitchen, or talking to the TV, and all of it will just have been a terrible, terrible dream. I stand in the middle of my room for a long moment, eyes scanning over the familiar space that somehow feels foreign now. Finally, I move to the closet and pull an old manila folder from the top shelf. Nestled inside are random newspaper clippings, mostly articles I wrote about a series of deaths in Seattle. There is also a letter tucked at the back, along with a funeral program, a picture of a group of friends on the front, and a beautiful woman front and center. There are a few other random papers, and I shuffle them around, accounting for them all one by one. Then I replace the folder, sliding it back into the spot on the shelf.
You did keep all your articles.
I believe this is articles we wrote about the thing that happened in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
There is still something niggling at the back of my mind, a flash of white hair standing among the gravestones, pale red eyes watching me behind dark glasses. My future husband. I've already named our children.
Ha!
He wouldn't. There, shoved behind some old coats.
Is the same man.
Are the 2 boxes I brought with me from my Seattle apartment. I drag them out and kneel down, rifling through the contents. Most of it was mundane items I hadn't bothered unpacking yet, some clothes, books, random knickknacks. Near the bottom of the second box, I find an old shoebox filled with Polaroids, ticket stubs, and other small keepsakes I had held onto over the years. Tucked next to the box in an old sweater, a bottle of fancy whiskey that Gideon had given me upon getting my first real journalism job rests unopened. Shots! 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 Shots!
Everybody!
Shots!
Shots!
With slightly trembling hands, I withdraw the bottle and contemplate it. This had been Gideon's favorite. I carefully place the bottle beside me and remove the shoebox, digging inside. I move aside a tangled necklace, a crumpled receipt, and a few loose foreign coins until I uncover the nondescript black business card I'd been looking for, tucked against the side. Hi, sweetie pie. My breath catches at the sight of the small rose printed on one side. My free hand absently reaches to my opposite shoulder, rubbing the identical rose tattoo permanently etched onto my skin, a deal and a reminder.
Uh-oh.
I turn the card over with a slightly trembling hand. There in crisp white lettering is a phone number. I sit back on my heels, card clenched in my fist.
So he made a deal with this person before, and that's where the tattoo came from?
Yours.
Oh.
I mean, my baby girl as real as Faye. My heart begins to pound against my ribs. I had tried to throw this thing away 1,000 times since it first fell into my possession, yet I could never bring myself to actually do it. Even after everything, I still keep it. Perhaps I knew I may need it again one day. I stare down at the number, my fingers itching to grab a phone, to call and demand answers, but a flicker of fear holds me back. Once you open Pandora's box, there's no way of putting everything back in again. I learned that the hard way. And do I really want to know, or is it better left buried like my memories? I sit unaware as the shadows lengthen around me until the room grows dark, and the only light left to see by becomes the moonlight shining through the windows. The business card remains clenched tightly in my fist, both a temptation and a warning. Finally, I drop the card back into the box, but I grab the whiskey, setting the bottle down on the nightstand before I head into the bathroom to get ready for bed. I needed sleep, a lot of it. My dreams are a confusing jumble of shadowy figures, phone numbers, and Gideon's face. But one image lingers even after I wake, a red rose, petals glistening darkly like fresh blood. Chapter 1. Poking an old wound. Hey.
Kid. Wake up. Please, wake up.
I jerk awake, my heart racing, blankets tangled around my legs. Gideon's voice still echoes in my mind, gentle and warm, but my head is pounding and my whole body feels like it's made of lead. I feel the ghost of needles in my arm, the echo of a monitor beeping. The one thing I want so badly is to know what Gideon looked like. I want to simp over this man. Let me. A dream. Just a dream.
He needs to be like big chested, like big super bara form, like warm and teddy. Like he needs to be
Ashlee,
a teddy bear.
Ashlee, you're just
Wolf.
you're just describing Eli.
Oh well, he needs to be like Eli, but not Eli.
A dream, just a dream. I suck in a shaky breath and try to get my bearings. Morning light filters through the curtains, casting everything in shades of sunlight and shadow. The clock on the nightstand glows an eerie green in the dim room. I push aside the bottle of Gideon's congratulatory whiskey, now empty.
Oh shit, that's not good.
We're going to alcoholism, baby! 7:29 a.m. Right on cue, my alarm lets out a series of shrill beeps as soon as the time turns over to 7:30 a.m. Even though I knew it was coming, it still makes me jump. I fumble to silence the shrill ringing. It's not going to wake Gideon up. Almost a week has passed since Gideon's funeral. A week I spent mostly in bed until Mr. Cross's personal assistant, Mallory, called to schedule a meeting yesterday, and I knew it was time to re-enter the land of the living. Today is my first official day as a private investigator.
What was the name of the mayor?
Miranda.
Oh, Miranda. Miranda's a Mallory.
Miranda Archer.
Miranda Archer?
Yes.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Because Mallory Archer is the name of the mom from Archer.
You already said this.
I know. It's just I kept thinking her name was Mallory.
A part of Mallory is Mr. Cross's assistant. A part of me suspects that Mr. Cross is throwing me a bone. Some busy work to keep me occupied, but I'll take it. Gideon wouldn't want me to stay holed up here forever. Please brush your teeth before you go and use mouthwash. You smell like whiskey. I kick free of the twisted sheets and swing my legs over the side of the bed. My head throbs dully, no doubt a lingering effect of the rest of the alcohol I polished off last night.
Rest, honey. You drank that thing from start to finish.
You need to get some food in your tumpus. Your tumpus needs num-nums, okay? The sleeping pills I had been prescribed months ago stopped working. At least they no longer stopped the dreaming. The liquor turned out to be a good enough substitute. Baby girl, don't do it.
Mm-mm.
It almost felt like Gideon was with me, sharing a glass. No, baby.
Overconsumption of alcohol in this house.
Baby girl, I get it, but baby girl, don't. I rub my temples, feeling the thin scar along that runs along the hairline. It's nearly healed now, nothing more than a pink line. A quick shower does little to chase away the pounding headache, but at least I feel marginally more human as I towel off and head back into my bedroom. I grab the first clothes I find, an old band tee and a pair of worn jeans. My eyes land on a couple of Gideon's old jackets thrown over a chair in the corner. I'd taken to wearing them on occasion, his familiar scent still clinging to the material. A battered black leather jacket is draped over the back, and a near threadbare jean jacket over one of the arms.
Leather jacket.
Leather! I pick up the leather jacket. After only a moment's hesitation, I shrug it on over my shirt. The jacket still smells faintly of mint and evergreen.
You don't say.
And I have to blink back a sudden sting of tears. Oh, I know that feeling, Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough. I turn to leave and nearly trip over the shoebox from a few nights ago, still sitting in the middle of the floor.
Okay, so it's been a couple nights.
It's been a couple nights.
All right, so we didn't just choke down that entire bottle of whiskey in one night.
No, we finished it last night.
Okay.
Kneeling, I quickly scoop up the scattered contents and shove them back inside, my fingers brushing the black business card. I pause, then tuck it into my pocket, just in case. You call that, baby girl! A yellow sticky note on the door catches my eye. Don't forget to eat something, Gideon.
Oh.
Dad. It's scrawled in Gideon's familiar handwriting, an old reminder left behind. My stomach rumbles and I glance at the clock again. 7:49. We took a shower in 10 minutes? Girl! Actually, 49. It would have been closer to 20 plus getting dressed. With all that hair, it is still wet.
Mm-hmm.
As Ashlee has long hair, I used to have long hair. It takes fucking forever to dry.
I don't even dry my hair. I don't have time for that. I don't want to sit with a hairdryer for, not even kidding, 45 minutes to dry all my hair. This bitch is thick.
thick and it's down to her ass. Okay? I know I've had to help her cut it. And I used to have long hair. I would just lay on my bed in front of a box fan for like an hour.
My hair is so long, it is also a scarf. As you can see, I can wrap it completely around my neck.
Yeah. My stomach rumbles and I glance at the clock again. 7:49. I should have just enough time to swing by Moe's Diner for a quick bite before meeting Mr. Cross. The thought of cooking something is exhausting, and I'm not sure if there is anything left in the kitchen, or at least anything still edible. I haven't stepped foot in there since he. Subsisting on a rotation of takeout isn't sustainable, but it's all I've been able to manage lately. The fridge is probably growing sentient life forms by now. I head to the front door and slip on a pair of shoes. Oh!
Doc Martens!
We putting on them docs. This is just you getting dressed, Ashlee.
Yep.
Pulling Gideon's jacket a little tighter, I head out into the crisp morning air. The walk to the diner is short, but I still find myself shivering a little by the time I push through the doors. I wasn't sure how I'd feel stepping inside Moe's on my own for the first time, but the diner only brings a sense of comfort and calm. Yay!
Morgan, didn't expect to see you up for noon.
Norma's cheerful voice calls out from behind the counter. I manage a half-hearted wave in her direction as I slide into my usual booth. She sets a mug of steaming coffee in front of me without asking. Thanks, I'll have the...
Usual? Coming right up, hon.
It's not like we've been going here since we were like 10.
Oh, God. I love a good fucking local greasy spoon. Nothing compares.
Yeah. Oh, I miss Key City.
Hmm.
I nod gratefully and take a long sip of the bitter black coffee as the dull throb picks up its temple behind my eyes.
One thing to mention that maybe some viewers in the future might not understand. When Norma was describing hash, she didn't mean the drug. She was talking about hash browns. Hash browns are a specific potato dish that is common in American diner cuisine, where it's just like chopped up potatoes that are fried in a pan.
Yeah.
With butter and onions sometimes.
Hash browns or oh God, what's the other one?
But they're like, it's like a potato patty. It's shredded potato put into a patty, and there's home fries.
Home fries is cut up potatoes not in a patty, like circles of potatoes, fried, and then you eat them with eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very tasty. A few minutes later, a steaming pile of waffles slides onto the table before me. I pick up my fork and knife, staring down the golden waffles drizzled in butter and syrup.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite.
And Gideon's.
Oh. Do we want chalky chip?
Yeah, fuck yeah. We want
Chalky chip.
Chalky chip.
Never too old for chocolate.
Fuck yeah.
Steam curls up from them invitingly, but my stomach unexpectedly twists at the sight. Perhaps I was too optimistic in coming here so soon, ordering the same breakfast I always did with Gideon.
Here you go, hon. Enjoy.
Norma sets down a tall glass of orange juice next to my plate, but my appetite has waned. I set my fork and knife down, recalling something Norma mentioned when I was here with Damien. Thanks, Norma. Hey, wait a second. What was that you mentioned the other day about someone buying the diner? Norma's brow furrows and she tucks a stray strand of gray hair behind her ear. She has a perm and I know it.
She is about to dispense some fucking local tea.
Listen, look at me. Look at that blue eyeliner. She is about to give you the best tea.
Mm-hmm.
Scalding.
She looks to the left. She looks to the right.
Okay, that. I don't know too much, to be honest. All I know is I have a new manager and my paychecks have a new business name on them. Actually, I've been heard of other businesses around here trying to get swooped up by some fancy big city corporation. At least they're trying to.
They're trying to turn our small town into a fucking resort, aren't they? I can feel it in me bones.
Your timbers are shivered.
My timbers are shivered and I'm gonna fucking chop down some motherfuckers. That piques my interest. Someone is trying to buy up Twin Coves? What's the name of the corporation, if you don't mind me asking? She purses her lips, thinking. Century
Something or other. Sorry, my memory isn't what it used to be. That's all I know, hon.
No worries. Thanks anyway, Norma.
You're welcome, doll.
And again, reminder, this is... Google may have been out for like a year at this point.
No. 97, baby. This is pre-Y2K, bitch.
I know this is pre-Y2K, but hold on.
It would have been Netscape.
Oh my god, it would have been Netscape. Hold on.
It would have been Lyco, so the dog, or Ask Jeeves. It would have been we've been asking Jeeves.
It is pre-Google. Google came out in 98. God, it would have been when Ask.com was Ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
Netscape, Earthlink.
Oh.
AIM. You're getting those AOL discs, honey. Oh my god, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We're old.
I miss AIM. AIM was a good
I remember when you
messenger.
blocked me on AIM because I was fucking annoying the shit out of you when you were in college, and then Mom called you and told you to unblock me from AIM.
That was great.
Oh.
Ashley, can you just please unblock your sister on AIM? Thank you.
She gives me a sympathetic smile before moving on to refill coffee mugs at the counter. I turn my back to my waffles, poking at them half-heartedly with my fork. Century something. The name Niggles. What is this word?
It's one of the worst words to use. Bless your heart, Wisteria Games. It is so close to another word that I just feel really uncomfortable at being that even close in the same zip code of that other word.
But I can't quite place it. I make a mental note to do some digging later. What Kai said the other night has stuck with me. What if Gideon...
We're summoning them.
I swallow hard against the lump that rises in my throat and take a sip of the tart orange juice. It's just, in the previous demo, a hot man had appeared at this point, and I'm hoping for it. I read this line. The waffles sit heavy and unappealing on my plate, a painful reminder of happier times, of inside jokes shared, and shared laughter over countless mornings started in this diner. But Gideon is gone now, and these waffles have grown cold. Baby girl,
Waffles of my
Listen.
heart have grown cold.
Listen, you only have whiskey in there. Actually, you've pissed the whiskey out at this point. You need some nummies. A familiar laugh pulls me out of my thoughts, and I glance up to see a group of fishermen, probably just in from a morning out on the water, piling into a few booths across the diner. Their waterproof jackets are stained with salt and grime, boots leaving trails of water on the
Are
checkered
we
floor.
going to see Lear the Mermaid?
No. At first, I think I've only imagined it, but one of them, a young man with a mess of red-tinged curls falling into his eyes, lets out another boisterous laugh at something one of his buddies said. Hot dude, hot dude. My heart stutters in my chest as I take in the curve of his smile, the smattering of freckles across his nose, the one startling blue eye with a slice of brown through the iris. Cassidy Fisher. Hello, my sweetie pie. My snuggle bear.
The ex had abandoned us.
Listen!
Abandonment, love that.
God damn it, stop being mean to my baby boy.
Listen, you're the one said, well, he did abandon us. I'm like, oh, abandonment, love that.
Listen! He's not a bad person. He was 20 years old and dumb, okay? He thought something bad was gonna happen. He was scared. Leave my baby girl alone.
Listen, I didn't say anything. Like,
I know
hello.
you.
I'm being nice.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're not.
I could say it.
No,
Like, I'll just like.
don't call him a bitch. Okay.
I didn't say anything. You called him that. I didn't. I just said abandonment, huh? Mm-hmm.
Just click next, God damn it. He hasn't seemed to notice me yet, too busy joking around with the other guys. But sure enough, when he straightens up to shrug off his jacket, his gaze lands on me. The smile freezes on his face, eyes going wide. I stare back at him, utterly dumbstruck. What are the odds of him being here in this tiny little diner in the middle of nowhere, especially after all this time? He was my first love. Fuck you, Ashlee. He was my first love. Memories come flooding back like the incoming tide. Nights spent tangled up in cheap sheets. Urgh. The soft strum of his guitar, melodies hummed into my skin. The way his eyes would crinkle at the corners when he laughed. How he always smelled faintly of salt and sandalwood. Did he smell like Rockin' Willies?
Salt and sandalwood. No, that would have been patchouli you're thinking of.
Patchouli. Patchouli was what I was thinking of. Then the cold shock of waking up alone one morning to find only a hastily scribbled goodbye note on the pillow next to me. My throat works, but no sound comes out. Cassidy seems to be having a similar struggle across the diner. I believe, I don't know if it was ever on the Tumblr, but I know on the Patreon there was an image of what the letter said. He opens his mouth and closes it again repeatedly like a fish. Oh, he blushes. Listen, I know you don't like him. Fuck off, Ashlee. One of the other fishermen says something to him, giving his shoulder a playful shove. Cassidy blinks rapidly, tearing his eyes away from me to respond. His lips move, but I can't hear what he says over the sun ringing in my ears. I force myself to look away, letting out a slow breath. Just a coincidence, that's all. 1,000,000 to 1 odds, but still, just a fluke. Oh, sorry, my phone vibrated. I shove my hands into my pockets to give them something to do. My fingers find the black business card still tucked in my pocket, and I trace over the raised, embossed lettering. I can't help but sneak another glance over at Cassidy. As the minutes tick by, he's still surrounded by his friends, laughing and joking, but I catch his eyes flicking over in my direction every so often. I try to take a few bites of waffle, now unpleasantly cold. I don't want to rush out now that Cassidy has noticed me. This is my town.
Bitch.
I'll give it 5 more minutes.
That was not directed at him, bitch. This is a generalized bitch. This is my town, bitch. This is my town, comma, bitch. Not, you're a bitch. This is my town.
Perhaps he doesn't even want to speak to me. My squungly widow beanpole. He's not even my favorite love interest. I just feel like defending him.
You're defending his honor.
I'm defending his honor. After what feels like an eternity, 5 minutes is up. I push my plate away, and I'm about to leave when Cassidy excuses himself from his group, slipping from his booth and starts to head in my direction. My heart kicks into overdrive as he approaches, the old familiar smile playing at the corners of his mouth. What the fuck do you have to say? Because I haven't forgiven him, but as someone who...
For a second, I thought you were yelling at me. I'm like,
No.
I haven't even called him a bitch yet.
I am not forgiving him, but I am not...
You're going
evil.
back with him.
He's not in my top... Well, I mean, there is 10. I don't know, because, like...
He's not even in your top 10. There's 10 people here. Ooh.
No, he is... Like, he's there. It's just my number 1 is Azrael.
You glance at the exit and...
I glance at the exit, wondering if I can make it before he...
Morgan Cooper.
Don't make him
Making
sad.
copies.
God.
Morgan Cooper?
Yeah. Yeah, well, click next. He stops in front of me, hands shoved in his pockets. Up close, I can see the tiny crinkles at the edges of his eyes, the bold smattering of freckles across his face. Just like I remember.
Fancy seeing you here.
I live here. I let out a shaky breath. I try for nonchalance. Cassidy, yeah, it's been a while. He nods slowly, gaze rovering over my face like he's drinking me in. An awkward silence stretches between us. He's the one to break it first, giving me an almost sheepish grin.
You look good.
I snort inelegantly at the obvious lie. I can't help it. I saw myself in the mirror this morning. Dark circles have become a permanent fixture on my face these last 7 months, no matter how much sleep I get. I tug Gideon's jacket a little tighter around me. Thanks. You too.
Oh, now Morgan's blushing.
He opens his mouth, then seems to think better of it and shuts it again with an audible click of his teeth.
So,
He clears his throat.
Can I...
He gestures vaguely at the empty space across from me. I blink, then realize he's asking if he can join me. I hesitate. Sure? I slide the plate of barely touched waffles towards me to make room. My heart is pounding so hard, I'm afraid he might hear it. Cassidy settles back against the cracked vinyl seat, those kaleidoscope eyes searching my face again. There's a hint of sadness there that I didn't notice before.
Should have thought of that before you abandoned me.
Listen!
You're thinking the same thing. Can't believe it's really you.
He says it softly, almost to himself. He shakes his head.
All this time, and here you are. Right in front of me.
Well, this is my hometown. I'm more shocked to find you here. What are you doing here, Cass?
I just go where the wind takes me.
He shrugs, and I think he's going to leave it at that, but he clears his throat and leans forward, crossing his arms.
I know some people in the area. They run a fishing boat. The fishwife out of the harbor here. Lobster. I need some extra money. The pay was good.
A bold move. We just met each other again after you left me about
Excuse me?
8 years ago? He's holding our hand. That's a bold move.
Bold move from someone who's an abandoner.
Hey, 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 hey.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Listen, listen. I will defend this little beanpole until my final breath.
Doesn't make him any less guilty.
He reaches over and lays a hand over mine.
Mm-mm. It truly is good to see you, Morgan. I thought I'd never...
I pull my hand away, and he stops mid-sentence, pulling his own back to rest on his forearm. You didn't recognize the name of the town? I'm sure I told you where I grew up. Sir.
Stop being pretty.
Yeah. God damn it. He scratches at his chin, looking out towards the ocean in the distance. The sunlight catches his hair at the right angle, bringing out the deep red hues in his dark curls and the blue greens and grays in his eyes. I fight the urge to tuck a stray curl behind his ear just like old times. God damn it.
Can't say I did. You know my memory is shit.
His smile seems thin, his eyes not quite meeting mine. I change the subject. And your mom, your brother, how are they?
Oh, you know. My mom's still a wild child. Refuses to get a permanent address. He misses. Good. Fine.
I think
Is
we
he a
might...
Kelpie?
Actually, Wisteria Games puts their species down as question mark. And they won't tell us if any of the people we think are humans are human. But for all we know, at this moment, Cassidy is a human.
Okay.
I eye him quizzically. He usually loved talking about his family, especially his brother. At times, it felt like he was less an older brother and more a parent to the younger Fisher sibling.
How are you? Still a journalist at a big city newspaper? I remember when you got the call, you landed the job. I'd never seen you so happy.
His question is like an arrow through the heart. Not that he could know that. I don't even know how to answer that question. My lifelong dream came crashing down around me because I wouldn't leave well enough alone. I almost died and ran back home to hide, and last week the only person I felt I could trust that made me feel safe died suddenly, and now I'm all alone? Instead, what comes out is this. Why did you leave? Yeah, why the fuck did you leave?
Yeah.
The question hangs heavy in the air between us. Cass blinks rapidly, clearly caught off guard. For a moment, he looks like it's his turn for an arrow through the heart.
Mm-hmm, bitch.
Listen.
Well, you know how it is.
He runs.
No, I don't. Maybe you should clarify.
He runs a hand through those wild curls.
Things were just moving too fast. You know, I was young and restless. I never stay anywhere for long. You know that. And I've always been terrible at goodbyes. So I just fucking left you.
Listen.
And we didn't have to worry about saying
Listen.
goodbye.
Listen.
All I'm hearing is that he's making his problems my problems.
Listen.
Mm.
Sometimes people make mistakes. And sometimes we can work through them and forgive them.
Yeah, but first they have to acknowledge that a fucking mistake was made.
We just saw each other for the first time in like 8 years.
Yeah, and he's getting his just desserts of, and why are you here, bitch? He does at least get him like, can I fucking help you, bitch? He at least gets that. He needs to get his whoopings. After the whoopings are finished, we can talk about forgiveness. But we just saw him for the first time in 8 years. Like, what's up, motherfucker? Where the fuck were you? Last time I saw you, you were a fucking post-it note on my fucking pillow. You fucker. You realize what you fucking did to me?
It might have actually
Projection.
been a post-it note. His excuse rings hollow even to my own ears. We both know there's more to it than just a case of wanderlust. Cass must realize I know it too because he averts his gaze, staring down at the ketchup stain on the table instead of meeting my eyes. His fingers drum an erratic rhythm against the sticky vinyl. That's not the full truth, is it? He lets out a soft sigh, shoulders slumping almost imperceptibly. When he looks back up at me, there's a hint of something like regret in those mismatched eyes.
I never wanted to hurt you, Morgan. I need you to know that.
But you did.
I know, and I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me someday for it. I truly do.
There's more I want to say, but I keep quiet. The clock over the counter reads 8:16 a.m. 8:16 a.m.
Jesus, that's fucking early for a diner, bro. Unless you're going to work. Like, why are you at a diner at 8:16 in the morning?
Because we're going to work.
Is he going to work, or is he just, like, leaving the house for something to do?
We're going... I agreed to be at the Ivy House by 8:30. We're going to work. And if I want to make a good first impression, I need to be on time. It is my first official day as a private investigator, after all. We have to walk there,
in
too.
the same paragraph that I was bitching.
We have to walk there. I need to get going. It was good to see you, though. And Cassidy just came in from work. This diner probably opens earlier because fishermen.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to find I mean it. It was good to see him, even if it was only a bit of closure after 7 years. Okay, it's been 7 years. I stand up from the booth, digging into my pocket for my wallet to throw a few bills on the table for my uneaten meal. He springs up from his seat as well, hand reaching out as if to stop me before dropping it back to his side.
Yeah, you better fucking drop that shit. Wait, Morgan, please. Can I at least get your number? I don't want to lose touch again. You know.
You're going to have to wait 5 to 7 business days.
Yeah, you should have thought of that before, leaving me with a fucking post-it note, you little bitch.
God, he's always catching L's. Part of me is tempted to just walk away, to leave the past in the past where it belongs. But another part, the part that still remembers how his smile used to make my knees go weak, wants to give him a second chance. Also, this is a game.
Yeah.
I
know you keep saying he's a soft bean, but I'm like, yep, he's a soft bean that also really fucked you up emotionally. And you haven't gotten the chance to confront him and be mad at him about it until
I'm
just
just
now.
asking you to give him a chance. You're being very mean to my son.
Well, listen, your son sucks. Your son is not fucking aware of his surroundings. And it really devastates people. And it's very upsetting.
Just click next.
Ugh.
Give him my number. Give it.
I'm doing this under duress.
After a moment's hesitation, I pull a Clearwater Investigations business card from my wallet and scribble my home number on the back with a pen from the table, then hand it to him. He stares at it quizzically, a half smile on his face as he looks down at the card. At the private investigator printed there, no doubt. He looks back to me.
Are you telling me to hire a private investigator to find your number? Because if you want me to work for it, I will. I see you leave me another fucking post-it note.
Ashlee, I know he needs to work for it, but give him a chance to work for it.
This is part of working for it.
A smile pulls at my own lips. It's been a while since I felt this genuine urge to smile. My personal number's on the back. I nod at the card.
So, you're a private investigator?
I am. At least for now, until I can figure my life out. I realize it's the first time I've ever claimed the title. I had helped Gideon on his cases, especially recently, mostly busy work and admin. I know he just wanted to give me something to focus on, a purpose. He even encouraged me to apply for a license, just in case you'd like to continue the family business, Gideon had joked. He called it the family business!
Aww.
Dad! This hits me in my dad's spot.
That sounds really weird out of
That does
context.
sound really weird out of context.
Self-voicing enabled.
God damn it,
Self-voicing
Ashlee.
disabled.
that hits me in the spot where the love for my father is, okay? How about that? My heart. The part of my heart where my love for my dad lives.
Cut me deep.
Cuts deep. Now it seems almost like Gideon had planned this all along, me taking up his mantle. Cass gives me a confused look, but he's smiling too. He pockets the card and looks out to the water again before taking a half step closer. My eyes searching my face with an intensity that makes my heart flutter traitorous. Baby girl, what you doing?
I know I hurt you before, Morgan, but I swear I never meant to. If you give me another chance, I'll explain everything. No more secrets between us.
We can talk, but that does not mean we're having kissies, okay? We can discuss it for closure, and if perhaps you can have a second chance, maybe. But I will at least talk to you for closure's sake. All right, mister? His words hang heavy in the air, loaded with promise and perhaps a hint of something more. I find myself wavering, wanting to believe him. You gonna click next or not?
Sorry, I was busy judging.
I know you're judging. The sound of shattering glass cuts through the diner, sharp and sudden. I flinch, heart leaping into my throat as my head whips around to find the source. Unbidden flashes of memory assault me, the sharp bite of glass beneath my hands, the coppery scent of blood thick in the air. Pain lancing through my skull. My breath comes in short, panicked gasps as the diner swims before my eyes, threatening to dissolve into that dark, murky place beyond my memory's reach. No. Not here. Not now. Sorry, so sorry. Oh, wait, that was you.
Sorry,
Fuck it.
so sorry. Just slipped out of my hand, clumsy me. That's not normal, by the way. Norma would never drop a glass.
Nora has never dropped a glass in her 40 years of working there. I blink rapidly, the present coming back into focus. A young waitress, her cheeks flaming red with embarrassment, is crouched down next to a mess of broken glass and spilled water. She keeps apologizing profusely to the disgruntled customers at the nearby table as she carefully picks up the larger shards. I exhale shakily, pressing a trembling hand to my chest where my heart is galloping wildly. I need to get a grip. But that sickening sense of dread lingers, a metallic taste in the back of my throat. The walls of the diner suddenly feel too close, the air too thin. I need to get out of here.
Morgan?
Cass's voice seems to come from far away, concern etched into his features as he reaches out to touch my arm.
Are you all right? You've gone pale.
Paler than you usually are, which is really fucking pale. I flinch from his touch, shaking my head jerkily. I'm fine. I slide past him and head for the door, desperate to escape. I should really get going. A moment before slipping out of the diner, I stop and look back at him over my shoulder. Call me.
You can bet. You can bet on it, Jelly Bean.
Oh!
Why Andrew Dice Clay from Oh! Call you Jelly Bean. Oh!
Hitting you with the cute romantic name he used to call you. You hate him so much.
Listen, it takes a lot for me to open up emotionally to someone and then to be absolutely, unequivocally fucking betrayed.
You only
I
dated...
would want to unmake them on a molecular level.
You only dated for a few months. It was a couple of months. It wasn't a year. It was a couple of months.
But clearly our character fell hard. You decided it was going to be our first love and not a summer fling.
Listen.
You set the tone for this one.
I know I did.
First love, first heartbreak.
I'm just trying to I'm trying to get you to give Cassidy a chance.
You ain't doing great.
My heart skips a beat at the old nickname. I give him one last fleeting glance as I push through the diner doors, his hopeful expression burned into my mind's eye.
It would be different if it was like a summer fling, because then it wouldn't be as intense as like, oh no, I fell in love with this person. This is the first grown-up relationship. Like, I see myself going to be with this individual for an extended period of time and then abandoned with a post-it note. I cannot fucking handle
I'm
how
going to
that
make
would
you
fuck
play
me
Cassidy's
up.
route. That if we play this game on stream, we're playing Cassidy's route.
How fucking dare you? I will protest. I will stand and protest outside of the studio. I refuse to play Cassidy's route.
We're gonna do it.
I refuse.
We're gonna do it.
No.
Yes.
No. I'm gonna marry Kai. He's a little chipmunk. He has my heart. I love him. Short king. How tall is Kai? Is he like 5'6"?
No, he's not my height. I think he's like 5'10". I think.
Like, he looks really short, but I guess that means that everyone else is just really fucking tall. Everyone's like a 12-foot werewolf.
I have to look up the heights. This isn't fucking...
You need to know their heights and their blood types, man. Come on, get it together.
Tri-City Monsters, everybody but Maury is tall as shit. Maury is 5'10", and everybody else is over 6 foot. And Kazu is like 6'8". Anyways, the little bell above the entryway gives a mocking jingle as I stumble out into the weak October sunlight. I lean heavily against the rough brick wall, gulping in the deep lungfuls of the briny sea air. Slowly, the roaring in my ears begins to subside, my racing heart gradually returning to its normal rhythm. Oh, excuse me. Get it together. It was just a dropped glass, nothing more. The brisk morning air hits me like a slap in the face as I step out into the parking lot, and I pause for a moment to take a few deep breaths. My head is spinning from the unexpected reunion. A little thought slips through the back of my mind. Maybe I won't have to be alone. A silly thought. Nothing might come of running into him again. Perhaps the best I can hope for is some real closure. A chance to finally get some answers and put the past to rest once and for all. Yet, after all this time, his smile still has the power to make my knees go a little weak. That has to mean something. I shake my head, pushing those thoughts aside. Right now I need to focus on getting to the Ivy House on time. I check my watch and curse under my breath. 8:21 a.m. I'll need to drive. Do we have a car?
I guess.
I turn on... Because Gideon's car got fucking totaled. I turn on my heel and head back to Gideon's house. Mine now, I suppose. But the idea still feels wrong somehow. The old garage door creaks in protest as I heave it open, revealing Gideon's pride and joy, a classic Dodge Challenger. I step closer, running my hand along the smooth, dark metal, smearing the dust that has already started to collect on its surface. Okay, he had an everyday car, and he had his baby girl.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to be on a stakeout, you wouldn't want to use the same car, because then people are going to know who
you
it
wouldn't
is.
want to use your baby girl.
You use a rental.
Hold on, I want to see... hold on.
It's not an Impala, I know that.
Challenger. Let's see.
It's a muscle car. It's a muscle car.
I will say this is a 97 to make it old. We'll give it a 79. I don't know what year it is. Gideon spent countless hours tinkering with this thing, painstakingly restoring it to its former glory. He had been driving a rental car the night of his heart attack, probably in an attempt to be more incognito. As silly as it sounds, I'm grateful to have this little piece of him. Okay, it's a Dodge Challenger. I'm going to show this to Ashlee to show her what it looks like, but it does look like a nice car.
What?
It does seem to also be a coupe, which is a 2-door.
Okay.
It's giving Impala vibes. Unless it's orange.
What would happen if it was orange?
It looked like the goddamn General Lee, that's what.
Like that?
Quick break, I want to see something.
Wait, okay, so are we taking a...
No, we're not actually taking a break. I'm not reading the screen right. What car was the...
We're asking the important questions here to Otome. What?
The General Lee, the Dukes of Hazzard car, was a 1969 Dodge Charger. So it was a Dodge.
But not a Challenger, it was a Charger?
It was a Charger, not a Challenger. But it was a Dodge. I hesitate when my hand reaches the door handle. But he wouldn't have wanted his baby to languish in this musty garage. I slide into the driver's seat and reach up to flip down the sun visor. The key tumbles into my lap. Gideon always was a creature of habit. Gideon, sweetheart, I know you're dead. Maybe don't leave your key in the fucking visor. With a twist of the key, the powerful engine rumbles to life behind me.
Behind you? God damn. Is
Beneath
it in
me.
the car with you?
Beneath me. Sorry. I allow myself a small smile as I guided...
Beneath you? It needs to be in front of you. I know how cars work.
Well, it depends on the car, actually. I allow myself a small smile as I guide it out of the garage and onto the quiet street. The main road winds and twists like a snake through the dense woods, lined by towering pines and trees blooming red and gold. I roll down the window, letting the crisp autumn air wash over me as I pick up speed. Oh, it's about time for an ad break.
You really shouldn't announce those because it makes it harder for me to edit them out of the episode. And we have another 11 minutes.
Okay.
You good?
Sorry, I can't. I was trying to look at the time on the screen, but I can't tell what time it is. What time is it?
It's 7:51, bro.
Okay. Reaching over, I flip on the radio, scanning through a few channels of static before settling on a station. Metal. I can't help but grin as I turn it up, tapping along to the beat on the steering wheel. Out here on these deserted forest roads, without a building in sight, it feels like I'm the only person left in the world. The trees whip past in a blur of green and rust. And for a few blissful moments, I can almost pretend like everything is normal. No ghosts from the past, no open wounds still bleeding, just me, this gorgeous autumn day, and the endless road stretching out ahead.
Oh, shit.
Eat my nuts! I jump, heart leaping into my throat as the harsh wail of a siren cuts through the music.
Now should we go to break?
Yes.
Or we're just going to leave the siren running.
Yeah.
I read this last one.
The sound only grows louder, rising to an ear-splitting crescendo as the sheriff's cruiser comes tearing around the bend behind me, red and blue lights strobing as it quickly closes the distance between us.
Okay, the siren finally stopped. I was like, is it going to be like that? That get grating. But yeah, we will be
Right back.
but we're gonna like take a break and shit. So
Yeah.
see you in a bit.
See you.
And we're back.
She does this
Rocking
as I
out
have
this generic metal music, which is not bad.
She says as I have a mouthful of water.
Well, you said I'm ready, and then you took a big swig of water, like bop, 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 bop. Don't tell me you're ready if you're not ready.
The sound only grows louder, rising to an ear-splitting crescendo as a sheriff's cruiser comes tearing around the bend behind me, red and blue lights strobing as it quickly closes the distance between us. Cursing under my breath, I downshift and guide my car off to the shoulder to pull over, but they only speed on by. I watch the cruiser's flashing lights disappear around the next curve, my heart still pounding in my chest. After taking a few steadying breaths, I pull the Challenger back onto the road and continue on my way.
Cops are just fucking with him.
So much for my moment of calm. Finally, the road deposits me at the gates of Ivy House. The wrought iron archway is nearly swallowed whole by twisting ivy, framing the entrance to the estate's long, tree-lined driveway. I ease off the gas as I turn off the main road and onto the long drive, the car's tires crunching over the gravel. It reminds me of the house from the movie The Haunting.
It was reminding me of Save the Villainous.
There's a little bit of that in there too, but I think there's less wainscoting.
Oh.
Also,
I pitied that.
Ashlee,
Yes.
you should check out Save the Villainous's YouTube page because I
shit.
believe there's a video of servant in a maid uniform with a bow in his hair.
Love it.
As I get closer, I can make out the manicured gardens and sprawling stables in the back, nestled against the dense line of forest. Rounding the final curve, I pull up in front of the manor itself. It's an impressive sight, all dark wood and stone with a sharply pitched roof and smattering of dormer windows poking out. The whole place looks like something straight out of a Gothic novel. But I'm not the only one here for a morning visit, it seems. I grip the steering wheel, knuckles whitening, as I take in the two Twin Coves Sheriff's Department cruisers, lights still flashing and parked haphazardly near the entrance. Beside them, an ambulance idles with its back doors thrown open wide. My heart pounds against my ribs as I put my car into park. The dread only coils tighter in my gut as I approach the manor's entrance. But a moment later, two paramedics carrying a stretcher between them emerge from the tree line a few yards away. A body, or what I can only assume is a body, lies motionless beneath a tarp.
Ruh-roh.
Frozen in place as they draw closer, I watch in mute horror as one of the paramedics trips over a patch of uneven ground, jostling the stretcher between them. A pale hand slips free and falls to the side, limp fingers curled and smeared in blood. Immediately my eyes are drawn to a splotch of black on the inner arm, but it takes me a moment to make sense of what I'm seeing. A rose.
Oh, shit.
The same rose tattoo that is inked onto my own shoulder. The world tilts, and for the second time today, my mind plays flashes of half-remembered moments. The screaming, the blood. I clutch my head, gasping for air as panic claws at my throat. Dark spots dance across my vision. I blink, and blood coats my trembling hands. Uncomfortably warm and sickeningly sticky.
Morgan?
A voice called out, but it's muffled, distant, as if traveling through a heavy door.
Morgan!
My knees buckle, voices buzz around me, distant and warped. My palms press into the gravel, like sharp like shards of glass. Hands grip my shoulder, steadying me. I can't breathe, can't think. That tattoo.
Easy now. Breathe.
It's like he's calming a horse.
Easy now, girl. Easy. Give you a sugar cube to calm your ass down.
Horse girl Xander. The voice is closer, more insistent. I blink rapidly, fighting against the blackness creeping in at the edges of my vision. Mr. Cross's face swims into view, brow creased with concern.
He's so handsome.
He is, and you haven't even... Well, you've seen his son in, like, the little ad we did, but you haven't met Misha yet.
Let's get you inside, yes?
He guides me into the hotel, leading me through the open doorway into the dimly lit foyer of Ivy House. I sink gratefully onto a plush sofa as he crouches before me. I lift my hands, expecting to see them coated in red, but they are mostly clean. After a moment, they begin to sting.
Are you all right?
His dark eyes search mine, steady yet intense.
Can I get you a glass of water?
I draw in a shaky breath, pushing back the wave of dizziness. I'm fine. Just a rough moment. 2 rough moments in less than 20 minutes. Must be my new record. Mr. Cross's brow furrows as he gives me a skeptical look. He opens his mouth to protest, but I cut him off with a dismissive wave. Really, I'm okay. Glancing down, I realize my palms are scraped a little from breaking my fall outside. Crimson beads well up across my skin. I wince, cradling my hands against my chest.
You're bleeding.
Ashlee, you are correct. His voice is deep, calming. There's a hint of a French accent, but there is something else there too. I haven't been able to put my finger on it yet. I've heard him speak at least 10 different languages since I met him a few months ago when I first started helping Gideon. I focus on his voice, letting it ground me.
Let's do something for those hands.
He is not hungry, but you are correct in your guess. Before I can respond, he calls over his shoulder for a first aid kit. Moments later, a tall woman appears proffering... Is that right, proffering?
Yeah.
A white box with a red cross on the lid. Mr. Cross takes it with a polite nod of thanks.
Merci, Mallory.
I can take care of it myself. I start to protest, but he's already snapping on a latex glove.
You know what, Megan?
Proper protection.
Megan,
Thank you.
it's in the fucking name.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Cross. Fucking vampire. Other guy's last name's Luna. That means our ex is a fish. Wait, what's Cassie's last name?
Fisher.
Yeah, he's a fish.
Astounding.
Don't be ridiculous.
Is
He's
there a
not
hint
fish.
of red? Ashlee, you have a closer look at his eyes. What color are they?
Brown?
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was red in there. Did you
can't tell.
Did you say the line?
Don't be ridiculous.
Okay.
It's the second time I've said it.
I wasn't sure.
Well, you are now.
He takes my hands
Hurry
in-
up.
He takes my hands in his cool grip to inspect the abrasions. With deft movements, he cleans the scrapes with an antiseptic wipe. His touch surprisingly gentle.
You're sure you're all right?
I just skipped breakfast this morning. Felt a little dizzy. He arches an imperious brow, but says nothing. It's surreal, having this incredibly sophisticated and incredibly wealthy man tend to a few scratches, and a vampire no less. As he continues to wipe the last bit of grit from my skin, I can't help wincing at the burn, but I say nothing as he works. Finally, he covers the heels of my hand with clean squares of gauze and expertly applies medical tape. An odd sense of calm washes over me, my panic from earlier subsiding with each measured breath. A discreet knock at the doorway breaks the companionable silence. Mallory appears once more, sounding bored, but she gives me a small, apologetic smile.
You have a call, Mr. Cross?
Why is Mallory hot?
Mallory is a fucking beefcake, first and foremost. Mallory is what I want to look like. She is fucking swole. It's like, you have a call, Mr. Cross? Urgh! Sorry, I just finished deadlifting a tractor outside. Rah! Death by snoo snoo. Mallory is what we would call a muscle mommy.
No
I
one
can
in
get lost in those biceps.
No one is ugly in this game. Everyone is hot. Thank you, Wisteria Games.
Jesus Christ, I'm so jealous of her arms. All
She
right.
does not miss arm day.
No. All right, I guess we're continuing.
Mr. Cross sighs, tying off the last bandage with a neat knot. There's something called medical tape, Mr. Cross. Have you considered using it?
I'll just be a moment.
He rises fluidly to his feet.
Wait for me in my office. It's at the top of the stairs, last door on the left.
I nod, pushing myself up from the sofa with only a slight wobble. He gives my arm a reassuring squeeze before disappearing down the hall, his assistant trailing behind. I climb. I remember this background from the original demo.
Okay, calm down.
Well, it's just all the other ones have gotten like really super updated, and like this one I'm like,
Memories.
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 I climb the stairs and make my way down the dimly lit hallway, my footsteps muffled by the plush runner beneath my feet. Ornate sconces cast flickering shadows that dance across the walls,
Fucking sconces.
painting eerie patterns on the portraits lining the corridor. One in particular catches my eye, a breathtaking young woman with cascading golden curls and emerald eyes that seem to follow me as I pass. The delicate features are at odds with the defiant tilt of her chin, full lips carved in a coy smile. Annabelle Peacemaker, according to the engraved plaque beneath each gilded frame. I've noticed this portrait before during previous visits, and I can't help but linger a moment, studying the details of her face. There's something oddly familiar about her. A shiver goes down my spine, and I tear my gaze away, hurrying onward. I reach the heavy oak door at the end of the hall that leads to Mr. Cross's office. I grasp the brass handle, but as I start to turn it, the floor creaks behind me. A movement flickers in my periphery. I whirl, my heart skipping a beat as my gaze darts down the dim corridor. Hello? Is someone there? Misha? Only silence answers, the shadows seeming to swell and contract with each flicker of the sconces. My breath catches in my throat as a chill prickles the back of my neck. I shake it off. This is not the time to start seeing things. I push open the heavy oak door and step into Mr. Cross's office. The space is cozy with a low ceiling and walls lined with bookshelves. Ancient tomes intermingle with peculiar artifacts, a tarnished spyglass, an ornate dagger sheathed in tooled leather, an antique globe, brass meridians tarnished with age. It's like stepping into a museum curio shop. My gaze drifts across the cluttered desk, piled high with stacks of papers and leather-bound journals. A framed sketch hangs on the wall behind the desk, behind a window. A study of a man's face, each line etched with loving precision. As I move closer to inspect, the door creaks open behind me, and I turn to see Mr. Cross slip inside.
My apologies for keeping you waiting.
His dark eyes flick to the portrait over my shoulder.
I see you discovered one of my favorite pieces.
Did your son draw that for you? A wistful smile ghosts across his lips. He crosses the room to his desk, gesturing for me to take one of the wing-back chairs opposite.
Please, have a seat.
I sink into the buttery leather, eyeing him wearily as he settles behind the desk. Did someone die this morning? Mr. Cross nods once.
An unfortunate death, but nothing we need to discuss.
I see the rose tattoo once again in my mind's eye, and my own rose tattoo itches beneath my jacket. How did she die? I need to know. He sighs, leaning back in his chair before rubbing the bridge of his nose between his thumb and forefinger.
A maid seems to have slipped while out on a hike on one of our trails before her shift. She was sadly near the bench, where the trail nears the cliffside. The beach. Where the trail nears the cliffside. The fence.
Mr. Cross cuts himself off, shaking his head before a Wayne?
Yeah.
Smile.
A terrible accident, nothing more.
My eyes slide away, not meeting mine. His eyes slide away, not meeting mine. I'm not sure if I believe him. I'm not sure if he believes himself. But she fell. That's how she died. He nods slowly, regarding me, his eyes flicking between mine. A tragedy, yes. But a fall, an accident.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know.
Stepping on my fucking lines again.
That actually was intentional. A maid? Someone from town, then?
No, she was a seasonal hire. Someone who came here for the fall season to help with the influx. She came into work early today. She apparently liked to go for a walk in the mornings, according to my assistant.
Oh, that sounds like she had a pattern. Oh, baby girl. What was her name? I can't help but dig further. It's almost a reflex.
Very bright.
Was she young?
She was about your age. At least that's what her job application said.
I find the addendum odd.
Addendum.
What do you mean?
It seems the information on her job application was falsified. Her name, date of birth, social security number.
My body goes cold. Mr. Cross clears his throat and folds his hand in front of him on his desk.
Are you sure you're all right? I'll give a call to Dr. Sawyer. I'm sure she'd be happy to take a look.
Fun fact, Dr. Sawyer is Gideon's niece. Yes? No. Yes? No. No.
No, that's Delilah in the city, you nerd.
No.
Unless he has another niece.
I mean, it's his niece-in-law. Delilah is his niece. Well, Delilah Sawyer is his niece because she's married.
Okay.
But I can't remember if it's Eli's. Either Eli's sister is the doctor or his wife or Eli's sister-in-law, Delilah, is the doctor in town. After a pause, he continues, his voice gentling.
It might be good to get an expert opinion.
I was correct. Dr. Sawyer, Dr. Delilah Sawyer, Gideon's niece. I met her briefly at the funeral. A blur of warm energy and kindness, and Gideon's family. But I also know Mr. Cross isn't just worried about my palms. Truly, Mr. Cross, I'm fine. He raises his hands and feet, glancing briefly at the blinking lights going haywire on his desk phone, but he ignores them.
Then let's move onto a lighter subject matter. I wanted to...
A sharp rap on the door interrupts Mr. Cross before he can continue. He frowns.
Yes, what is it?
The door opens a crack to reveal Mallory, Mr. Cross's assistant, again.
I'm sorry, but Sheriff North is here to see you, sir. He says he won't be kept waiting.
Sheriff North can eat my ass.
I did put him in a headlock, but he just seemed to get even more agitated and was really annoying. So if you could just get rid of him, sir, that'd be great.
I'm pretty sure that both the sheriff and the mayor are kind of like not humans. Mallory shoots me a glance, giving me a look that says how much she thinks of Sheriff North, which is not much. You and me both, honey. Also, are you doing anything later? Mr. Cross sighs and once again pinches the bridge of his nose. When he looks up at me, regret flashes in his dark eyes.
Morgan, I'm terribly sorry, but it seems that this is not the best time after all. I shouldn't have tried to continue this meeting.
He rises from behind the desk, rounding it to place a hand on my arm.
Please, allow me to walk you back to your car. This was inconsiderate of me.
I wave off his apology, getting to my feet. No need, I can see myself out. He hesitates, conflict flickering across his features for a brief moment before the polite mask slides back into place.
If you're certain, I do hope you'll accept my apologies for the wasted trip.
Bro, it was like 10 minutes down the road. It's cool.
Oh, sorry. You want to go back and read that?
Yes, I do. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I won't worry about it. All right, I'll just skip ahead.
I force a reassuring smile, though it feels brittle on my lips. We can reschedule for another time. He nods, squeezing my arm once before dropping his hand.
I'll have Mallory reach out to you. Thank you for understanding.
With that, he turns on his heel and strides from the office, Mallory trailing behind with a curt nod in my direction. I draw a steadying breath before pushing through the heavy oak doors, emerging into the crisp autumn air. My footsteps crunch across the gravel drive as I make my way to where my car is parked. The sheriff's cruiser is still idling nearby. 2 deputies loiter beside it, murmuring in hushed tones that cease abruptly as I approach. I recognize one of them. Wyatt Archer!
Of course.
He was at school at the same time as Kai and me, a popular guy football player. We didn't exactly hang around in the same circles. But he was never overtly an asshole, like some. He offers a small smile, then turns to say something to his fellow deputy before making his way over to me.
Morgan!
Oh, you're very blonde and blue-eyed and pale.
I was really sorry to hear about Gideon.
I am incredibly unattracted to you, sir.
He's gonna hit you. He's hitting you with the blue steel. Oh.
You ain't shit.
Oh.
His words ring sincere. I manage a tight smile, dipping my chin. Thanks, Wyatt. Wyatt's brow furrows as his gaze drifts back toward the manor.
This whole thing with the maid. I'm just gonna blue steel every time I say his lines.
He shakes his head, jaw tightening. I try to keep my voice steady. What about it? He hesitates, gaze darting around as if checking to make sure we are alone before leaning in closer.
Look, I probably shouldn't be saying anything, official investigation and all that, but off the record...
Wyatt drops his voice to a conspiratorial murmur.
We're saying she just fell. But her wounds don't really track with that laceration from a fall, even down a rocky cliffside.
What do you mean?
They look more like claw marks to me. Mm-hmm.
Wyatt's blue eyes bore into mine with grim intensity.
A steely blue, grim intensity.
Motherfucker, are you suggesting mayhaps werewolves?
If I had to guess, it was a werewolf.
I find the word somehow. Was it her heart? Before I can finish, a sharp voice cuts through the crisp morning air.
Archer! Oh. Archer, get your ass over here, now! Oh!
We both turn to see Sheriff North glowering at us from the manor's entrance, arms crossed over his broad chest. Wyatt grimaces, shooting me an apologetic look.
An apologetic blue steel. Oh.
Sorry, Morgan. Duty
Sorry,
calls.
Morgan. Duty calls.
He claps me on the shoulder as he brushes past. We'll catch up soon,
We'll catch up soon, yeah?
I keep taking your lines.
You bitch.
I nod
You're
wordlessly,
greedy.
watching as Wyatt and the other deputy fall on the step behind the sheriff. The heavy oak door shuts behind them with a dull thud, leaving me alone on the gravel drive. Crime scene tape flutters in the chill breeze, barring the wooded entrance to the trail. The yellow stark against the muted greens and browns. I shiver, but it has nothing to do with the wind. I wrap my arms around myself as the implications of it all sink in. A werewolf. A fake name. A tattoo. As much as I'd like to tell myself it's all a coincidence, that all these pieces aren't connected, that it has nothing to do with what happened back in Seattle. I can't. It's time to face facts. Whatever happened 7 months ago is happening here, in Twin Coves. I was so close to finding the answers back in Seattle. Instead, I ran. I fucking ran away, tail between my legs. You were shot in the head. You were shot in the fucking head. I too would run. And I brought it home with me. If I had only stayed in Seattle, followed every lead no matter how dangerous, would this woman still be alive right now?
Probably not.
Would Gideon? Bitter bile rises in my throat, and I swallow it down. Blinking back the hot sting of tears. I should have been braver, should have been stronger, should have done anything instead of tucking tail and fleeing back to Twin Coves. Reopening this 7-month-old wound, it terrifies me. But there's rage in me too, burning hot and fierce. A sharp gust of wind whips through the drive, setting the crime scene tape dancing anew. I turn, not toward my car, but to the tree line, ignoring the icy tendrils of dread that race down my spine. My rose tattoo burns as the image of white hair stark against the graveyard's gloom flashes in my mind. I knew I hadn't been seeing things. Azrael's here in Twin Coves, the Fae who I had once been so certain was involved with the deaths I had been investigating in Seattle. And the Fae who I was foolish enough to make a deal with to save my life. The tattoo now a constant reminder of that deal and my desperation. I would like to say I thought it was Portland and we were in Oregon. It might be Seattle and we're in Washington. I don't know.
No, this is not Seattle. This is the countryside.
No. I mean, like, we're in Twin Coves, Washington.
Okay.
But I thought...
Yeah, because you definitely
Portland.
said Seattle. Like, oh, we're in Seattle. Like,
No.
Seattle's
I
a
think
city.
the big city... Because they keep referencing Seattle, I think Twin Coves is in Washington, because I thought Twin Coves was in Oregon. I'm pretty sure now that Twin Coves is probably in Washington. But I also always get Washington and Oregon confused.
They're kind of like the same area. They have the same energy.
They have the same vibe.
It's just trees.
Did he lie to me all those months ago when he swore I'd be safe? I take another step closer to the trail's mouth. I can only run scared for so long, and I'm so tired of running scared. At some point, I'll have to stop running. At some point, I'll have to turn around to face the things that haunt me. Sometimes you can't help but poke an old wound.
Roll credits!
And if this death is truly connected to what happened 7 months ago... 7 months ago, hell, 2 months ago, I'd never have even considered looking into this. I barely left Gideon's house, but I can't backslide, not now. I can't let my fear get the better of me. I think we should save.
Yeah.
Gideon wouldn't want that.
Well, we're getting close to wrap-up time anyway.
I take a third step toward the trees, then a fourth, a fifth. I keep walking. It's time to get a look at the scene of the crime. I want you to save now, because you can die.
Oh. I didn't realize there was a fail state. Simmer down now. All right, do we want to end here?
We go a little further. Because we might see more hot men.
Okay, all right.
The forest envelops me as I venture off the gravel drive and on to the narrow trail winding between the towering pines. The scent of loam and decaying leaves hangs thick in the cool air, mingling with the distant tang of sea air. My boots crunch over a carpet of fallen leaves, the only sound save for the faint whisper of wind high in the canopy above and the occasional bird song. The trees press in close, branches tangling in an endless lattice work that filters the pale autumn sunlight into dappled patterns dancing across the path before me. With each step, the manor falls further behind until all fades into peaceful silence. Alone amongst the trees, it's almost possible to imagine that nothing is amiss, that this is just another quiet morning in the forest of Twin Coves, almost. The weight in the pit of my stomach refuses to dissipate, a gnawing sense of dread propelling me onward. Wyatt's grim words continue to echo through my mind. Claw marks. Werewolf. Murder. The idea seems almost too horrid, too violent for an idyllic place like this, and yet, I know better. My thoughts drift to Gideon, to the cases he spent countless restless nights poring over. So many times the darkest truths lurked in the most unassuming of places, a happy couple, a pillar of the community, a sleepy small town. Ugliness had a way of hiding in plain sight, festering just beneath the surface until the facade inevitably cracked. My time as a journalist taught me that as well. The echo of a branch snapping shatters the eerie quiet. I jump, pulse spiking as my gaze darts around the shadowed tree trunks, encircling the narrow path. Nothing. It's nothing. My pace quickens as the trail begins to gradually incline, winding its way up the forested slope. The thick canopy overhead thins, allowing slanted beams of sunlight to pierce the gloom. I squint against the sun brightness, pausing to get my bearings. Okay, we should save here. The path splits in two, a weathered wooden sign nearby indicating the trail to the right leads up towards the hidden beach overhang. The trail to the left heading towards Widower's Point Lighthouse. What do we want to... Well, I don't know if we get to choose, but that was in case we had to choose. You can continue. Ooh, where do we want to go? I think we want to go to the overhang.
Okay, overhang pleasure it is.
Oh, spooky.
Spoopy.
The distant rumble of waves beckons me onward. The trees begin to grow sparse, sunlight growing brighter as I reach the edge of the woods. I push aside a low-hanging branch. I emerge onto a rocky outcropping overlooking the craggy shoreline far below. Sheer cliffs plunge down a narrow beach littered with driftwood and boulders, the roiling surf crashing against the rocky shore in an endless rhythmic rumble. I draw closer to the edge, boots crunching over the rocky soil as I approach the fence separating the cliff edge from the perilous drop. It's a little more than a few weathered branches lashed together with a fraying rope. Hardly a sturdy barrier against the sharp drop below.
Yeah, not exactly OSHA certified.
Alexander, have you, I don't know, considered putting up a better fence? The briny tang of sea air washes over me in an invigorating rush as I step out into the exposed edge. Further out into the ocean, jagged sea stacks jut from the frothing waters like vast, gnarled sentinels, guarding the inlet as the coastline curves inward to form a small, sheltered cove rimmed by a narrow strip of pale sand. This is one of the coves that gives Twin Coves its name, Shipwreck Cove.
Nice.
Many a ship ran afoul of those stony sentinels, and now lie in pieces beneath the waves. Foamy breakers roll endlessly ashore in a soothing rhythmic roar. I close my eyes, letting the familiar sounds and smells wash over me. But I'm here for a reason.
I keep thinking of Cabot Cove every time I say Twin Coves, and I just keep getting the theme from Murder, She Wrote playing. You just totally fucked all that up.
No, you fucked it up.
No, you fucked it up.
You fucked it
You
up.
fucked it
You
up.
fucked it
You fucked it up.
My gaze drifts back to the trail before me. By the break in the wooden fence, remains of an old staircase zigzag precariously down the rock toward the beach, half collapsed and overgrown with scraggly brush. Bitch, do not do it. My boots shuffle across rocky ground as I edge nearer to the precipice for a better vantage point.
See, I thought a hot boy would have been at the lighthouse, but you wanted to go to the non-OSHA certified cliff, so...
Lear is a surfer. He might be in the cove.
Okay, bro.
Something glints in my periphery. I crouch to examine a cluster of scuffed indentations in the hard-packed earth near the fence line. It looks as if someone tried to cover them with a few swipes of a shoe, but a few of the indentations are unmistakable even under the newly churned dirt. Claw marks gouge deep into the soil.
My stomach clenches as I, self-voicing disabled.
I like to know how I hit it so well. I didn't even say that self-voicing was enabled.
My stomach clenches as I trace the erratic pattern with my gaze. I lean in closer. The grass and underbrush are torn up around the edge of the trail, dirt clods scattered haphazardly. My fingers brush aside a few dried leaves. This is what caught my eye. A keyring.
A clue.
What is that red thing on the keyring?
Pepper spray looks like.
Okay.
It says, yeah, it's a Centurion. Or is it a lighter? Either pepper spray or a lighter, but it says Centurion on the side.
Okay.
And that reminds me of one of the companies that bought the diner.
Yeah, I scoop it from its bed of decaying foliage to inspect it more closely. 3 keys and a few other attachments dangle from the ring, one key in particular bearing the engraving of the Ivy House logo. Gripping the keyring tightly,
I love you're glaring at me. I'm like, bro, it already changed. What the fuck you glaring at me for?
I scan the area for other clues. The scuffed earth, the dropped keys, that precarious half-collapsed staircase winding down the cliff face toward the beach below.
Now I'm gonna sit here and make you wait. You see this disrespect I get from her? I'm over here changing the screen. She's like, you gonna change it? I'm like, bitch, it's already changed.
Perhaps she tried to escape down those stairs, away from whoever or whatever had attacked her, and fell to the rocks below, a small mercy, a quicker death than being killed by a werewolf. Or, if this is truly connected to what happened in Seattle, a less painful and gruesome death than having your still beating heart cut out from your chest.
Well, that's awkward.
I scan the area more intently, eyes catching on a torn scrap of fabric snagged on the jagged end of the fence. I reach out to pluck it free, holding it up to examine the tattered strip of material. It's splattered with blood. 3 hairs. The hairs on the back of my neck. The hairs prick on the back of my neck as a whisper of sound drifts on the breeze, a faint rustling in the underbrush behind me. I freeze, the scrap of fabric fluttering from my fingertips as I slowly rise and turn to face the tree line. Hello? Is someone there? This is twice that's happened to you today, Morgan. Only silence answers, the shadows between the tree trunks stretching long and ominous in the slanted morning light. My heart hammers in my ears as I take a reflexive step back toward the cliff edge. Bitch, don't do it! That's when I see it. Ewu, the wolf. Hello! Hi! I know who you are, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Hello, Pepperino.
Oh, looking handsome. Oh, such a handsome wolf. My breath catches. A massive wolf is partially concealed behind a towering pine, its golden eyes gleaming as it watches me intently. I freeze, pulse hammering in my ears. That's no ordinary wolf. Its sheer size gives it away. Even on all fours, it's nearly the height of a full-grown man. Only one kind of creature could be that large. A werewolf.
A barrow wolf.
A barrow wolf. Its brown fur ripples over powerful muscles as it steps forward into the dappled sunlight. The intelligence in those uncanny golden eyes is unmistakable as they meet and hold my gaze. A faint twitch of its ears gives away its alertness, despite its relaxed posture. Is this the murderer? Waiting? Watching? Perhaps Azrael was telling the truth. I would only be safe as long as I kept my nose out of this mess. And now, not 15 minutes after sticking my nose in it, I'll meet my end. Yeah, 'cause you're backing up onto a cliff edge, dipshit. I almost want to laugh. Az is quick. I'll give him that. I take an instinctive step back, momentarily forgetting my precarious position on the cliff's edge. Loose gravel skitters under my boots, the sudden shift in balance sending my heart lurching into my throat. The wolf tenses, ears pricking forward as I flail for purchase, but the crumbling soil offers no resistance. For one dizzying moment, I'm suspended in open air, the rocks and foaming breakers spinning below. This is it. I'm going over. What did I fucking tell you? Actually, Ashlee, let's end it here.
Okay.
Drop a save.
Drop a saverino.
And, yeah, quit the home screen. Quit the main menu, yeah. That has been, we are ending a little bit early because we have this terrible habit of then doing the second part of a demo and then ending like an hour in.
Yeah.
So we're ending a little bit early tonight.
And it gives us a break.
Yeah, and to ensure we have a nice, we will next time stream all the way to 9 o'clock.
Will the demo be long enough for that?
Well, we'll try to we'll go as long as the demo takes us, honey.
Okay.
But yeah, that has been the first part of Twin Coves.
It has been.
It has been. So far we have met.
We've met Belch.
Hilarious. We've met Damien, Xander, Kai, Cassidy. We actually have met one of the fifth love interest, but I'm not telling you who. You don't get to find that out till next time. And we still have 5 more to go. Because Wisteria Games was like, what if I just put 10 love interests in one game?
Because Wisteria is a forgiving god.
thank you so much. I am very glad that we get to smooch Misha, possibly. But yeah. The next episode will be the 20th of May.
Okay.
We are not going to stream Stardew this week.
Yep, we're gonna take a crack at doing Stardew next week.
Yeah. I
Starting
think.
off strong.
Let me check the calendar. Ooh, I don't know if I'll be able to do the 15th, but I can do perhaps next Tuesday.
Eventually we'll do Stardew. I mean, well, we want to keep it on a Thursday, right?
We do want to keep it on a Thursday.
Let's just like pick a Thursday.
Okay, you know what? The 22nd. The 22nd, we will play Stardew.
And also have some other stuff I'm planning to stream as well.
Yeah.
So a little more often, but not than like we were streaming before because I can't keep up with that pace and actually live life.
I will be out of town on the 15th, so I can't play Stardew because Stardew's on my desktop, not my laptop.
Gotcha. Did you get anything in the gallery?
Ooh, is there anything in the gallery? Oh no, there's not.
Boo. Well,
We
look at
have
these hot boys.
Look at these hot men.
Hot juicy men. So, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Follow us on Blue Sky at I'm working on opening Blue Sky. At geekedoutgames.bluesky.social. G33KD0UTGAMES.bsky.social.
You can find me on there if you look up Ashlee A Button, I believe.
Yes.
But do be aware that I am pretty flagrant with political stuff. So if you don't want that in your life, don't follow my social. But yeah. One look at my post, you'll see where I lean. Keep resisting, baby. That's all I gotta say. We got this.
Yeah. But yeah, that has been Otome Oclock.
Yes. Who have you been?
I've been Megahan.
And I have been Ashlee of the A Button. And we'll see y'all next time.
We'll see you next time.
So, night.
Night.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.